What's up everyone, how are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments, and also check the description box to original creator of this beautiful creation. In the forest of death, Naruto crashed into a tree and went straight through other trees. He spit out blood as he feel his ribs broken and parts of the broken ribs pierce one of his lungs. Orochimaru land right in front of him and he smiled as he took out his sword Kusanagi. Naruto tried to got up but he stabbed by Snake Sanin. Orochimaru. Ah, poor Naruto, unwanted by your mother, sister and now even by your teammates, it's really funny. Naruto looked back to place where his team was to see no one there. He felt his heart being crashed. He was abandoned again. This time it was his team, the ones he thought he could trust to be there for him. The tears want to fall but they never did, not a single one. Naruto looked up at Orochimaru as slowly his eyes started to glow red. The snake summoner slammed his foot into the stomach of Naruto making the blonde spit out more blood. Orochimaru. Thanks to you boy. I couldn't give the cure mark to Sasuke so you stopped me from getting my prefect body. Naruto was started to close his eyes as Orochimaru took out his sword from the body of Naruto only for to stab him in the heart. Then Orochimaru left the dying Uzumaki. Naruto just laid there with a motionless look. He was going to die in the forest alone like he always was. Maybe if he wasn't so weak, he'd have survived this. If he wasn't weak, maybe he could have saved both Haku and Zabuza. Just maybe if he wasn't so goddamn weak. Naruto wish he was stronger, that he had the strength to protect other life. If only he had more power to protect himself. Naruto. Power. I wish I had more power. I wish I had more power. I need more power. I need more. The once blue eyes of Naruto now were glowing a crimson red as blue aura started to form. His voice as he talked slowly started to change. Naruto don't want to die here. He wouldn't here in this damn forest. He got up as the wounds and punctured heart of Naruto started to heal in seconds. Parts of his bright blonde slowly turned white as blue aura started to surround him. Naruto. Power. I need more power so I won't die here. I will survive. I will life on. He screams as the energy around him explode making the whole forest shake with force. All of Leaf Village and the ninja teams from other villages felt the power that Naruto was letting out. Somewhere in the forest Gaara grabbed his head in pain and started to shake. Gaara. Mother. Mother is feared. Temari and Kankuro look at their brother in shock. Whatever this power was, it is scaring the Shukaku, the One-Tails. They wondered what type of monster was in this forest as fear filled their entire beings. On the other part of the forest, Mito Uzumaki suddenly heard the voice of the Kyuubi started to laugh like crazy, but she could also hear the fear in the giant fox laugher. Her teammates fall unconscious and she was started to shake from fear. Back to Naruto, he let out a roar of anger that sounded pure demonic. Blue particles formed in front of the Uzumaki and from those particles come out a katana. Naruto on pure instinct grab it. The flow of overpowering grow even more, yet it soon stop as Naruto fall on the ground unconscious. 5 minutes later multiple Anbus and Anko showed up to the location of the overpowering energy to see the now blonde parts of his hair being white. Naruto with a katana in his handed unconscious. Anko. Damn it, that damn bastard, and that weird energy isn't here. Check if the brat is okay. Some of the Anbus look at Naruto with disgust, but thanks to their mask, their expressions were well hidden. Except Anko on the other looked Naruto then back to the Anbus. She let out a sigh before she checked on the boy herself. Anko. The kid's fine, leave and go inform Lord Third. The Anbus disappeared and Anko rushed towards other way of the forest of death. Few seconds pass and Naruto started to wake up. He felt different as he felt a new energy in himself along with his chakra. Naruto. I feel different. He looked at the katana in his handed and the name of the weapon come to his mind. Yamato was the name of his weapon. He let out a sigh. Now Naruto need to find his two teammates. Even right now he don't want to see their faces. But one thing was clear in Naruto's mind, he was never going to be weak, he was going to got power to be the strongest. The breathing of Sasuke was heavily, his heart felt like it would explode at any second. Next to him was an unconscious Sakura. When he saw that Naruto was fight the Snake Sanin, he took that chance to ran as the killer instinct of Orochimaru was something that made him feel nothing but fear. Except when it compared to the power that flooded the whole forest, it was on whole other level from the traitor snake. Sasuke couldn't move his body. It felt like any second whatever was letting out that energy would kill him. He was sure if Sakura wasn't already unconscious, she would fall unconscious when the energy first appeared. Now that the energy disappeared, he was finally able to move. He needed to rest before going to look for the last scroll. He closed his eyes ready to sleep, but the image of his other teammate popped into his mind. The last Uchiha rolled his eyes. To him, Naruto severed his purpose to die for the elite Uchiha. Plus it's not like anyone would miss him. Scene change. Now Naruto was walked through the forest with a slow paces. He was deep in his thoughts. He was wondering how the hell did he survive after being pierced through the heart. He know damn well if you get a sword through the heart, you would be died no matter what. He wasn't sure why he lived, but maybe it was thanks to that new energy in his body. Naruto shake his head. Right now he need to find his teammates as much he don't want to. He continued to walk for a few minutes and he walked into clearing. He stopped when he felt different chakra signatures. From the trees come out 3 ninjas, and from their headband they were from Cloud Village. He could see the arrogance in their eyes, thinking just because he was alone they would get an easy win. They took out their kunais and glared at the Uzumaki, trying to intimidate him. Cloud Genin 1. Give us your scroll or else. Naruto just ready Yamato as the Cloud Genins just started to laugh. Cloud Genin 3. You really think you can beat us? You must so stupid, we outnumber you. Now give us your scroll or else. Naruto looked at them with cold eyes before in blur of speed. He appeared in fort of Cloud Genin 3 and kneed him in the gut. Third Cloud Genin fall on the ground as he throw up blood. Second Cloud Genin tried to cut Naruto, but using Yamato, the Uzumaki cut off the hand of enemy ninja. Cloud Genin 1. Lightning style, lightning bolt jutsu. From his hands shot out a blot of lightning that were straight towards Naruto. The Uzumaki grabbed the second Cloud Genin and throw him at the bolt of lightning. The second Cloud Ninja screamed from the pain. The first Cloud Genin started to panic, so taking his chance Naruto rushed towards them. He throw one cut with Yamato. The jutsu suddenly stopped as the 2 Cloud Genin seemed to froze. Naruto sheathed his katana. The bodies of the 2 enemy ninjas fall apart. Naruto got up and looked at the last Cloud Ninja who was shaking in fear. Naruto. Foolish, thanks your own arrogance got you killed alongside your team. Before the Cloud Ninja could say anything, his head was cut off in a swift move. Naruto then flick his hair back before starting search the bodies. 10 seconds later he find the scroll of heaven. Now Naruto need to find his team, so he rush off to find them. Scene change. The bodies of Sakura and Rock Lee went flying back after being hit by sound attack by Dosu Kinuta. Meanwhile Sasuke tried his best to fight Dosu's teammates Kin Tsuchi and Zaku Abumi, but he was quickly beaten to the ground. Zaku. So this leaves ninjas? Ha, what joke. Team 10 tried to help them, but the sound and air attacks from Dosu and Zaku were too much for them. Kin walked over to Sakura and grabbed her by hair. Kin. And you are weakness here. I can tell by looking at your hair. You care more about looks than actually training. Kin grabbed a kunai and she was going to cut the throat of pink hair girl, but stopped as the sounds of footsteps caught everyone's attention. They looked where the sounds were coming from, to see a blonde with white parts of his hair. Sakura grew a smile seeing Naruto, but something felt different. That was clear for everyone except the sound ninjas. Dosu. Oh, look at this, your other teammate is here. Haha, that doesn't matter, we will kill him like the weakly he is. Naruto stopped and looked at Dosu. He glared at the sound ninja as his eyes started to slowly glow red as pressure fall upon everyone. Naruto. You just sealed your fate. The pressure that Naruto letting out was suffocating. It made everyone feel like they were the Shinigami itself, and it was really to take their soul. Naruto took step and disappeared in blink of eye. Zeku suddenly felt pain, but he don't have time to scream as his body was cut in half from waist to shoulder. Dosu and Kin were shocked. They don't even see what happened, and before they could do anything, Naruto was in fort of Kin and slammed her head into the ground, creating a crater. Then he slammed his foot into her head, causing to explode. Then once more he disappeared from sight. Dosu tried to hear the sounds of the Uzumaki's footsteps, but he was suddenly grabbed by the arms and had a foot to his back. Naruto. Pathetic. Naruto started to pull the arms of Dosu, who screamed for mercy, but his pleases fall upon deaf ears. Sakura along with the others saw Naruto with shock and horror. For little they know him. They knew he could be cold at times, but they never saw him act so cold and brutal. Naruto. Without your arms, you are useless as a shinobi. Dosu. Wait please don't aha. He screamed as Naruto ripped the arms of the sound ninja. The blood squirted out as Dosu continued to yell from pain. Naruto looked at Dosu with cold eyes before cutting off his head. It was nothing but silence. No one made a noise, not even Neji and Tenten, who arrived a few minutes before the Uzumaki. Naruto turned to see his team. Sakura and Sasuke, then the eyes of their teammate. They were cold and showed no emotion. Naruto. Heal your wounds then we leave. Time skip. It was now night and everyone was around a campfire. The only ones that weren't there was Team Guy, who left shortly after getting Lee. During the time no one wanted to ask Naruto what happened to him. They just let him read his book, The Titles of Guts Ninja. They were still shocked and horrified of the actions of the Uzumaki. Naruto closed his book before walking away from the camp to more open space. He felt the looks of the others and he hated it. Those were the same glares he got back in the village, so he wanted to blow off some steam. He looked at Yamato and took deep breath before start to train with the weapon. It almost felt natural using Yamato. Naruto continued to train. Only stopped for a second to look at sky to see it was getting really late, so he did few more move swings before going back. Time skip. It was the next day and Team 7 jumped to tree, not saying a word to each other. In matter of minutes they made it to the tower. They went inside. Sakura. What do we do now? Without a word, Naruto took the earth scroll from Sasuke. He grabbed the other scroll and opened them. They wonder about question the Uzumaki, but smoke started to come off them, so Naruto threw them to the floor. A summon seal appeared on the scrolls and from it come out Kakashi with an eye smile. Kakashi. Yo, Sakura, Sasuke. Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi. Yup, I'm here to congratulate you guys for passing the second part of the test. Sakura. Naruto, how did you know? There was nothing but silence. Naruto just seemed to vanish. Sakura at this point started to get really worried about her teammate. Sakura. Kakashi-sensei, I am worried about Naruto. He been acting a lot more colder and he killed without showing any emotion. Kakashi froze for a minute as memory popped into his mind, but his shake his head then nodded bit before disappearing in a puff of smoke. Scene change. Naruto walk around for few minutes trying to the training room, and after some more time he find it. Naruto wasn't going to waste his time doing nothing, so he created a shadow clone. The two Naruto look at Echo before rushing at one another. Sparks formed as soon the two Yamato clash. The clone tried to cut the shoulder of the original, but yet it was stopped. Naruto quickly kicked his clone, then rushed towards his clone throwing multiple slash. The slash were all block and clone quickly slashed the chest of the original. Naruto let groan of pain as he look at his injury, but he don't care. He need to train to get power. The original and clone look at each other for a few seconds before clashing their swords again. During the clash of blades, Naruto cut off the hand of his clone then kicked the clone away. Naruto was ready to end this. He ready Yamato before he disappeared in a blur. He appeared behind the clone as he sheathed Yamato. The memories of his clone come back to him. Naruto was shocked and confused on what he just did. He looked at Yamato and know it was thanks to his weapon he was able to do that. Naruto. Looks like you have some abilities I need to find out by myself, huh? The Uzumaki look at his torn clothes and need to get new ones, but then realized that he wasn't bleeding or had no injuries or scar. An idea come to his mind, so using a kunai he cut his palm and like he thought, the cut quickly healed itself. Naruto. I can regenerate, useful. He left towards his room to get some rest, then continued to train with his clones and learn more about Yamato's abilities. The breathing of Naruto was heavy as he fall on one knee after training non-stop, using a whole army of shadow clones to help him train. Naruto heavy breathing. And need to keep going. He got up and slowly ready to summon more shadow clones, but his legs started to shake and he was going to fall, but luckily Kakashi caught the Uzumaki. Kakashi. Naruto, that enough. Kakashi was very worried for his student, but he did have to admit that Naruto was extremely good with his katana. The Uzumaki was much better than lots of people who practice kenjutsu for years. Hell, his student was much better than his father Tsukumo Hitaki the White Fang. It kind of scared him since it almost seemed unnatural. Kakashi let out a sigh as Naruto was now unconscious. He still don't know what happened since Naruto only train and don't answer Kakashi when he asked. He had feeling from what he will hear, would only make him anger. Time skip. Naruto slowly opened his eyes and looked around to see he was in the infirmary. Next to him was Kakashi reading his own book. He tried to get up but fall back down as his body was weighted. Tried to move. Kakashi. Glad you are up. Naruto said nothing and tried to get up, only for Kakashi to push Naruto back down. Kakashi. You need to rest, Naruto. Just wait for 2 more days, then you need to be at your strongest for the next part. Plus I will also buy you some new clothes. Naruto. No, you can waste your time doing nothing, but I need to get stronger. Kakashi sighed. Okay, how about this? I will let you go off and train all you want, but please tell me what happened. I'm worried about you. Naruto looked at Kakashi for a few seconds and could see that he was really worried about him. Naruto knew if he don't say anything, his sensei would keep on bothering him, so the Uzumaki let out a sigh before he starting to explain what happened in the Forest of Death. Scene change. Both Sakura and Sasuke saw their sensei walk into the lunchroom as they just finished eating. Sakura was about to ask Kakashi if he find out anything about Naruto, but suddenly the copy ninja grabbed Sasuke with force and knee him in the stomach, then slammed the Uchiha into the table, with such force that it made Sasuke spit out some blood. Sakura look at her sensei if he has gone insane. Sakura. Sensei, what you doing? Kakashi. You abandoned him. Sasuke. What are you talking ab? Aahhh. Sasuke screams in pain as the copy ninja slammed his face into the table again. The killer instinct of Kakashi started to flow out, making both Sasuke and Sakura shake from fear. Kakashi. Don't play dumb. You left Naruto to fight fucking Orochimaru, a goddamn Sannin. Sakura shock. What? That couldn't be right. Sasuke would never abandon his teammates. Those were the thoughts of the pink ninja, but the next words of Uchiha changed those thoughts. Sasuke. So what if I did? That nobody sure be grateful to die for an elite Uchiha like me. Sakura looked at Sasuke with horror and anger. She couldn't believe that he would just leave Naruto to die. The same Naruto who fought to protect them from Zabuza and Haku. Meanwhile, Kakashi's anger only grew as he pulled out a kunai in a blind rage and pointed to the left eye of Sasuke. Kakashi. Oh really? Then maybe I should take what makes you special and let's see how really elite you are without the damn Sharingan. Sasuke was terrified. His sensei was going to make him lose his eyes because he left the weakly of his teammate to die. But luckily for the Uchiha guy who walked into lunchroom and saw what the copy ninja was about too, so he rushed in and stopped him. Guy. Kakashi, what are you doing? This very unyouthful of you, my friend. Kakashi took a deep breath and claimed down. God let him go, but though was ready to stop his friend. Kakashi. Sakura, as for today, you and Naruto are now my only students. I'm not going to teach someone worse than scum. After hearing those words, Guy's eyes shot open as he know what his eternal rival mean. He looked at the last Uchiha with disappointment. He would never imagine that Sasuke would leave a friend to die. Guy. You aren't worthy to be Lee's rival. Like that, both Kakashi and Guy left the room. Sakura now knew why Naruto became more cold and was so brutal. Her eyes soon shot open with horror as she realized something. Naruto probably thought she left him for dead as well. The pink-haired ninja looked at Sasuke with pure hate and anger. She ran out to find Naruto, leaving Sasuke, whose Sharingan was activated from the anger. He threw all the blame onto Naruto. It was all idiot's fault, not his. He got up and left towards his room. Scene change. Naruto was in the middle of the training room breathing heavily as all around him multiple clones disappeared in a puff of smoke. 2 Shadows clones ran towards the original and tried to cut him. But in a puff of blue and purple fire, 2 spectral blue swords went through the heads of the clones, making them puff away. A small smirk appeared on the face of Naruto. He looked at his hand as the new energy in his body surrounded it. Naruto. This power, it feels amazing. Sakura, after looking for Naruto his room, ran towards the training room as the sounds of blades clashing got louder and louder. She opened the door to see Naruto cutting in half his clone, who puff away in smoke. She looked at her teammate to see he had multiple injuries and 2 large cut that the form of an X. Sakura. Holy shit, Naruto. Said ninja look at with cold, emotionless eyes, but she can't right now. He need to get healed quickly or he will die from blood loss. Sakura. Come, let's take you to the infirmary. Sakura grabbed Naruto's arm and tried to move him, but her hand was smack. Naruto. No, I don't. Sakura was about to yell at him, but she saw how the wounds of the Uzumaki healed in the matter of seconds. Sakura shock. How? Naruto. It doesn't matter. He was going to walk away but Sakura hugged him. Naruto grew annoyed and was going to throw her off yet he stopped when Sakura spoke. Sakura. I find out what that asshole did to you. I'm sorry. Maybe if I was more useful, I could actually help more than just be afraid. Naruto said nothing, just saw how Sakura started to cry. He wasn't going to lie. Naruto thought Sakura left him to die as well, but now he could see in her eyes that she was telling the truth. He let out a sigh before speaking. Naruto. Stop crying, you look pathetic. Instead of crying over the actions of someone else, do something and become stronger. Naruto broke off the hug and left towards his room, leaving a Sakura who still crying but had a small smile. Small time skip. Naruto opened the door to his room and saw some new clothes on the desk with a note on top of them. He grabbed and read it. Note. Hey Naruto, I bought you some new clothes and I hope you like them, from Kakashi. The clothes were a black sleeveless vest, black fingerless gloves, a brown snakeskin belt with a silver buckle, dark green pants with a scale pattern running across its surface. On the face of the Uzumaki formed a small smile. Naruto. Haruno-sensei had good eye for clothes. Time skip. The 2 days pass and all the teams who pass were in fort of the Hokage Hiruzen and their respective senseis. Kushina Uzumaki, the Jonin of Mito's team, looked at her daughter with pride, then her attention turned to her son and saw parts of his hair was white. This angered her. Kushina thoughts. Did he start dyeing his hair? Oh, he is so much trouble when he gets home. Meanwhile Naruto feels someone staring at him, so he turned his head. The eyes of Naruto and older Uzumaki meet. The one thing that Kushina don't expect to see in the eyes of her son was the pure hate towards her. But the two Uzumaki's attention turned when Hokage spoke. Hiruzen. Hello everyone, I'm glad you were able to pass the second part. All of you should be glad. Now we are going to the next part of the year, which the preliminary rounds. Now Genma, it's your turn. Genma. Thank you Lord Hokage. The screen above us will generate any of your names in a random order, and whatever names pop up, they will fight while the others go to the stands. Now let's see who is fighting first. Multiple names flash on the screen until it stop on 2, like that everyone left towards the stands. Time skip. The few fights went on and none of them really weren't very interesting, like right the fight between Sakura and Ino, which ended up with Pink Ninja winning barely. Naruto was just want to get this over with. Soon the screen once more went through the multiple names until it stopped on 2. Genma. Naruto, Uzumaki and Kiba Inuzuka come down. Kiba. Haha, we got an easy match, right Akamaru? Akamaru bark in agreement as 2 jump down. Naruto let out sigh before he walked down. Meanwhile Kurenai walked next to Kakashi with bit of arrogance in her eyes. Kurenai. Sorry Kakashi, but my student is going to beat yours. Kakashi only looked her with a bored expression as he took out his book. Not be too sure. Genma looked 2 fighters and saw they were ready to fight. Alright, beginning. Kiba. Give up loser or else I will humiliate you in front of everyone. Naruto. Hey Akamaru, you should really train your pet to shut up. Kiba's face turned red from anger and he rushed in to attack Naruto, but the Uzumaki just dodged the slow attacks. Naruto jumped back and then with smirk hit the ground into with Yamato taunting Kiba, and it worked, as the Inuzuka with his dog just ran towards Naruto with no plan. Only for to Naruto kick Kiba's jaw and slam Yamato into his gut, sending Kiba flying back as Akamaru stopped once he was close to Naruto. The instincts of the ninja dog were yelling at him to surrender or else he killed in blink of eye. Naruto just looked at the dog with a cold look and without a word, the ninja dog ran off towards the stands, leaving Kiba and others shocked. Kiba looked at Naruto as rage was building inside of him. What did you do to Akamaru? Naruto. Nothing, it not my fault, you're too dumb to see that Akamaru is smart enough to give up. Red, that was only thing that Kiba saw as he just started to throw punches just for Naruto to block them with 2 fingers. The Uzumaki duck under punch and sweep Kiba's legs, making him fall. Before the Inuzuka could get up, the weapon of Naruto was aiming at his throat. Naruto. I win. Genma. Winner Naruto Uzumaki. Kiba was in shock. Instead of humiliation Naruto and winning the match, he got humiliated. Kiba was angry because the loser won and he remembered something that would broke Naruto. He smiled at this, but little did he know that would most stupid thing in his life. Kiba. Don't think just because you won that doesn't make any loss of failure and worthless shit like that idiot Dant. Kakashi and other Jonin's eyes shot up as some of them remembered that night. They going to move in to stop Kiba, but it was too late. Kiba was confused because he was suddenly rolling away, but he could see his body wasn't moving with him. He then realized what happened as the darkness was taking him away, and the last thing Kiba saw was the cold and dyed eyes of Naruto. Silence filled the room as the Hokage and Leaf Ninjas saw in shock how Naruto just killed a fellow shinobi without hesitating. Kushina and Mito couldn't believe what they just saw. Their son, brother just killed someone and became a traitor. Kurenai looked Naruto with hate as tears fall down. She was going to attack him, but Kakashi stopped her. Kurenai. Let me go, Kakashi. I am going to kill that monster. Kakashi narrowed his eyes. Kurenai, stop now. You will just get killed as well, and blinding following your emotions is the same reason why Kiba was killed. Kurenai. Why the hell are defending that traitor? Kakashi. Because Kiba was going to be killed as soon that dumbass opened his mouth to insult the only person Naruto cares more about in this village. Those everyone heard clearly, but that don't stop the Anbu to point their weapons at the vital points of the Uzumaki. Naruto look at the every Anbu with colds, then his eyes meet with purple hair whose eyes showed a burning hatred towards the Uzumaki. Cat. Naruto Uzumaki, you are under arrest for killed fellow shinobi of the leaf. Naruto narrowed his eyes as Cat Anbu was making pressure to his throat to make it bleed little. His eyes started to glow red as blue aura started to surround him. Once he spoke, his voice sounded demonic. Naruto. You have death wish. In blink of eye the swords of Anbu were completely shattered as Naruto was going to stab the Cat Anbu through the head, but luck for her someone stopped him. Kakashi. Naruto, stop. Look, I know you are mad, but you will get into more trouble than you are in already. Naruto don't bother to look at his sensei as the aura and glowing red eyes disappeared. Kakashi let out a sigh and looked at Hiruzen. The Hokage was still in shock, but he quickly snapped out of it. He looked at the copy ninja and nodded. Kakashi and Naruto then walk out of the room as the hair of the Uzumaki turned fully white. Kakashi was been arguing with Leaf Council about what happened. This was going to have for about 10 minutes of non-stop arguing for what should happen to Naruto. Some say just to lock him up, but after having about 20 guards sent to the hospital in near death, most the civilian and shinobi council started to agree that Naruto should be executed. But ultimately the choice for what happens to Naruto is decided by the clan heads of Uzumaki and Inuzuka. Council Member 1. Why are we never arguing? We should kill that monster for what he did. Kakashi. Don't you dare call my student that. Lady Kushina, you aren't going to Kushina. They are right, Kakashi. I know that damn bastard was monster. Kakashi was going to scream at Kushina for how could she just abandon her own butt. Sume. Nothing will happen to the pup. Everyone look at Sume with shock eyes. She just said to do nothing to the killer of her son. Kushina. Sume, he killed Kiba. Sume look at Kushina with her red eyes showed how much she cried and just showed a weak smile. Sume. I know, but he dug his own grave as soon Kiba mentioned him. Shikaku. Mention who? Tell me who the hell was so important that demon killed your son and you won't do nothing. Sume. Remember the night of October 10th of 4X year. Kushina confused. The day of the festival of Kyuubi's defeat, why does it matter? Hiruzen let huge sigh as the memories flash in his mind as if they were brand new. That night about 64 civilians and 75 shinobis were brutally killed by one person. Hiruzen looked up to see some of the confused stares of both civilians and shinobi council and Kushina. Hiruzen. That person wasn't more than a 7-year-old Naruto. Once again the room went dead silent as new people learned about it as the people who already turned little big green from the memory. Hiashi. So it was him. Now we have even more reason to kill off the D. Hiruzen. Quit. Sigh that night. That night. I saw a true demon. A monster who wouldn't stop at anything from ripping and tearing those civilians. You want to know why? Because I was too much of a damn fool to not believe in the small boy. WHO ran into my office with tears for GODDMAN help because of the half of the damn villages were treating him like a monster because they thought he had the damn fox inside of him. Hiruzen was breathing heavy, it still hunted him. How don't believe Naruto when he asked for help and just thought he was making things up since he was being ignored by Kushina. Hell, the boy had bloody arm and cut which reached from his waist to his throat, but no, Hiruzen just told the terrified child to never come back with his make-believe. Kakashi. During that night me and my squad heard screams of the villages after returning from a mission. We thought there was an attack so we rushed to help but we won't really to see what happened. Flashback. The square of Kakashi ran at high speeds after they heard the screams. Once near when the screams were heard they took out their weapons but even being Anbu the sight horrified them. Blood was everywhere covering the buildings, the ground and alleyway, organs, limbs, bones and heads of villages and shinobis. They saw the person who did all of this carnage crushing the head of villager. It was bloody and beaten Naruto who weighed many horrible injuries that would have killed a human by now but the one thing that stood out was his glowing red and the blue aura as well that the boy's shadow was not even human but a demon. A weak cough was heard by the Anbus and they turned to see nearly died Hayate. Before any of them could never get near him. Naruto appeared right in front of Hayate and shoved his arm through the chest of the shinobi and ripped out his heart then crushed it. Kakashi looked at Yugo and was worried. Yugo just show her boyfriend by killed in front of her and could anything. She was going to kill Naruto but Kakashi, dog. Cat stop. Yugo, cat. Why he just killed Hayate, that monster. Kakashi, dog. I said stand down. Kakashi turned to see Naruto but the blonde was gone then more shinobis and Hiruzen arrived to see what? Most puked while others just horrified faces. Hiruzen. Dog what happened? Before any response could come out of the copy ninja. A scream out pure pain and sadness was heard from an alleyway. They rush into the place to see a crying Naruto holding the body of white hair boy who seemed to be 2 years younger than the Uzumaki. Naruto crying, please God. God, don't take away from me. Please take anyone else but please don't take my little brother. Don't take him away from me God please don't. Everyone was quit, no one made a move. Kakashi now realized why Naruto went berserk. Kakashi, dog. Oh god. They made Naruto see how they tortured and killed him. Naruto. Don't take Dante away from me. Don't take my little brother. Hiruzen. Naruto. Said boy still with tears in his eyes look at the Hokage and everyone yet his eyes don't show just sadness, but a burning anger and hatred. Naruto. This your fault. The words were quit but everyone clearly heard them. The body of Naruto was covered in blue aura as his eyes glowed a crimson red. Naruto. I am going kill you. End of flashback. Hiruzen. He killed lots of shinobis. The only reason he stopped was because of Kakashi but after that, the power and strength showed never appeared again until today. Kakashi. Dante. Dante was very important to Naruto. He was only people who don't see Naruto as a monster or the black sheep of the Uzumaki family. That little boy only showed Naruto as his big brother. Hell I'm sure if it wasn't for Dante Naruto won't even be in the village anymore. Sume. Now you see why I'm saying not to do anything against the pup. Silent. Kakashi. Naruto will never let anyone talk bad about Dante and if they do, well get ready to have the devil hunt you down. Now if you excuse me I will go and train my student for the last part of Chunin exams, right Lord Hokage? Hiruzen. Go and train him ready. Without word Kakashi disappeared in puff of smoke. Sasuke was ferocious not only he was told by Kakashi that he never trained the Uchiha ever again but he was going to train Naruto. Sasuke. That damn bastard, this all his fault, he should have just stayed died and what's up with that power? I have it me an Uchiha elite not him. Then allow me to help gain that power you deserve. Sasuke. So yourself. Out of the shadows come out old man with bandages around his right eye and in right arm. Danzo. I am Danzo Shimura. Sasuke. What did you mean by you would help get power? Danzo. Simple Sasuke I will train you to become stronger. With my training you will be powerful enough to kill Itachi and Naruto, so what you say Lord Uchiha? Sasuke smiled and shake hands with Danzo. Scene change. In the mountains was sudden shockwave caused was the fists of Naruto and Kakashi clashing. The two jumped back then rushed towards each other and went into a taijutsu battle. The copy ninja couldn't believe it the strength of his student. The fight went on for a few more minutes before Kakashi tried sweep the legs of Naruto but the white hair ninja jump over the copy ninja and smack his palm into Kakashi's back, sending Kakashi flying into a rock and hitting it. Kakashi. Alright taijutsu training is done for now, ow my back. Naruto. You okay sensei? Kakashi. I'm pretty sure my back is broken, but beside that, yeah, I'm good. Kakashi grabbed a paper out of his pocket and gave to Naruto. Kakashi. Now it's time for ninjutsu, put some chakra into the paper and we can see what chakra nature you have. When chakra was added to the paper, it was cut in 3 strips, one of the turned to ash while the second one crumbled. Kakashi. Holy shit, you have wind, fire and lightning release, that's petty impressive. Naruto. So what's the next step? Kakashi. Summon shadow clans and we have them train in element control exercise. In puff of smoke, there was 100 clones of the Uzumaki, from the orders of Kakashi, and they split into groups of 50 to train the respective element. Kakashi. Now I will teach you 2 jutsu. The first one is Chidori, but since there is the problem with the tunnel vision, the next jutsu is the one that my sensei created, the Rasengan. Naruto nodded. Time skip few days later. The sounds of hundreds bird echoed through the mountain. Naruto rushed towards a rock and pierced it. The rock exploded into multiple of pieces. Naruto. Damn, breathing heavily, the tunnel vision is much worse than I expected. Sigh, I will only use this for assassination. Kakashi. That enough training for today, food's ready after we done. I will teach you the little wind jutsu I know. The two sat down and eat their food. Naruto stopped eating and looked Sensei, who was eating through his mask. Naruto's face just showed confused as no genjutsu was being used. Naruto. HOW sigh. I'm not going to question it, Sensei, I have question. Kakashi. Shoot. Naruto. Can a person have a different power that isn't chakra? Kakashi. Why? You want to know about senjutsu? Naruto looked at his hand as the weird energy surrounded it. Sensei. I am sure whatever this energy is going through my body isn't chakra or senjutsu, this feels sinister. Kakashi was confused and worried. He noticed the energy and had no idea what it could be. Time skip. The stadium was being filled with crowds of villagers from the Leaf and other villages. Everyone was excited to see the battles. The Hokage and Kazekage were in their seats ready to being. Genma. Alright, I hope you guys are ready. We are going to start the first match. Everyone who isn't Naruto Uzumaki or Neji Hyuga leave please. As the other fighters left, Neji looked at Naruto with arrogance and superiority like the white hair boy was nothing more than a worm. Neji. You should give up, destiny already declared my victory. Naruto said nothing and only showed a stoic face. He just brought Yamato up and made it disappeared in blue particles, then spoke with cold tone. Naruto. You aren't worthy to be struck down by Yamato Hyuga. Neji narrowed his eyes. I was being nice to you, but I'm going to beat you, failure. Genma felt pity for the Hyuga. Okay, you two are ready then. Fight. Neji activated his Bakugan and he froze for a minute as he could see a different energy flowing through Naruto, but quickly got his composure back. He rushed towards the Uzumaki and tried to block his chakra point, but he hit nothing. Neji quickly turned to the left to hit Naruto, but the Hyuga was uppercutted. Naruto did hand signs and let out his jutsu. Naruto. Lightning style, false darkness. Lightning in the shape of a spear shot out from Naruto's mouth. Neji don't have time to dodge and the lightning spears pierce through his arms and knock off his headband. He fall painful on the floor as he let scream. Naruto. Done already? This barely a warm up. Neji. This isn't supposed to be happening, destiny shish. Naruto. Will you shut up? All you talk about is destiny this, destiny that. Neji. A failure like you will never understand. My destiny was already decided the moment the cage bird seal was put on me. Neji got up and with pain removed the bandages from his forehead to show seal. Neji. This is tea. He never finishes. Naruto had his fist planted in the gut of Neji, said Hyuga spit out blood. Naruto. Tell it to someone who cares, but I guess if you really do believe in destiny then your destiny as shinobi ends here. In swift movement, the arms of Neji were cut off. He let out blood-curdling scream. Genma. Winner Naruto Uzumaki. The applause came from the villagers who weren't from the Leaf. Naruto just walk away, not care if Neji died from blood lost. Naruto pull his hand out and in blue particles Yamato appeared once more. Naruto walk in the infirmary to check on Sakura. She ended up losing to his sister, but the pink-hair ninja gave Mito the fight. Him and Kakashi were happy to see their teammate, student, became more powerful. Sakura. Sigh, I trained so much but I still lose. Naruto. No, you would have won the match if Mito don't use the power of the Kyuubi. She relies way too much on Kyuubi's chakra because of that. Her normal skills as Kunoichi is lacking. Trust me, you were beating her ass. Sakura smiled as she was seeing little bit of the old Naruto. Yeah, Anko-sensei made me work my ass off during the month. The two talked for a little bit more before Naruto left. He made it right in time to see Shikamaru giving up when he trapped Temari in his shadow possession jutsu. Now it was the battle everyone was waiting to see, Gaara vs Sasuke Uchiha, but he wasn't there. Genma looked at Hiruzen and the Hokage gave a signal. Genma looked out a sigh. The battle between Gaara and Sasuke Uchiha will be moved to the last match, so would Naruto Uzumaki and Mito Uzumaki come down. The two Uzumaki went to the battlefield as some Leaf villagers yelled, "Go Lady Mito, kill that demon." Others said, "It's that the black sheep of Uzumaki clan? Oh, he is going to lose badly to Lady Mito." This angered Naruto, but he took deep breath to keep cool. Genma. Fighters ready, in 3, 2, 1 fight. Mito was going to say something, but Naruto buried his knee into her gut. He quickly took Yamato and unsheathed then sheathed his blade. Everyone was confused by this action. Some started to laugh because of the useless attack. But suddenly it seemed there was a distortion in space that engulfs Mito and she was sliced multiple times in very rapid succession. In the stands, Kushina's eyes shot open from the disbelief. She and others turned to Kakashi, who had smiled but you couldn't tell. "Kushina. What did you teach my son?" Kakashi just ignored Kushina, which passed her off. Back the battle. Mito slowly got up but was sent flying in the air. Naruto jumped and grabbed her leg and slammed his sister into the ground. Mito spit out blood. Naruto jumped back as the Kyuubi's chakra started to cover Mito, but the white-hair Uzumaki could tell that she wasn't not in control. Mito. GGGRRRRAHHHH. She roared as two tails formed. In blinking speed, uncontrolled Mito tried to slash Naruto, but all of her animalistic attacks were dodged. Naruto in the blink of an eye disappeared, then reappeared behind Mito as hug slash showed in the back and chest of Mito. The youngest Uzumaki fall on the ground and the red chakra disappeared. She spit out blood and tried to get up, but the pain in her body don't let her. Mito. No IIC. She looked to see a bright light in front of her and fear filled her entire being. The Chidori of Naruto was going through her face. Naruto. Give up or die. Before Mito could say anything, Genma called Naruto the winner. Kushina jumped down and rushed to Mito. She picked up her daughter but stopped to see Naruto. Kushina. How could you do this to your sister? Whispering, you really are a demon. But those words were still heard and Naruto looked at Kushina with glare. He just walked away not caring what she thought. Kushina rushed Mito to the infirmary. The Leaf villagers couldn't that Mito lose to the demon, Black Sheep, they were speechless. Time skip. People were getting uneasy as Sasuke was showing up and the Shukaku inside of Gaara was roaring for blood of the Uchiha. Genma. We will give Sasuke Uchiha 10 more minutes before disqualifying him. The time passed and there was still a no-show for Sasuke, so Genma called down Naruto. The moment Naruto jumped in front of Gaara, the Shukaku was panicking and it caused pain to Gaara. The red hair boy grabbed his head. Gaara. Why? Why does mother fear you so much? The brother and sister of Gaara opened their eyes in both shock and confusion. Why did the one-tails fearsome Genin? Naruto raised an eyebrow. Genma. Okay, you two ready? Both Genins nodded in 3, 2, 1 fig. Suddenly tornadoes of leaves appeared to show Sasuke in new clothes, his Sharingan already activated. Genma. You are late, Uchiha, very late. You are disqualified now. This match between Naruto Uzumaki and Gaara of the Sand. Sasuke. What? There is no way this failure of shinobi taking my part. Me and Uchiha, the most elite family in the Leaf. I should be fighting because I'm elite, not this IDI. Coming out of nowhere, Kakashi smacked upside of Sasuke's head, then proceeded to drag Uchiha away, but Kakashi noticed a mark on Sasuke's neck. Genma. Sai in 3, 2, 1 fight. Sand burst out of Gaara's gourd and it tried to crush Naruto, but the Uzumaki quickly countered by using a wind jutsu. Naruto. Wind style, great breakthrough. The wind blow away the sand and force of the jutsu would have hit Gaara, but his sand protect him. Sand shurikens were shot out towards Naruto, but they were cut down. Naruto rushed towards Gaara in blur of speed. He appeared behind the sand ninja and swing Yamato. The protective sand blocked the blade, but Gaara let out scream of pain as Yamato wasn't stopped. The blade still cut through the protective sand and sand armor of Gaara like nothing. Gaara tried to use his sand to crush Naruto, but the white hair Uzumaki disappeared. Gaara looked around to see Naruto was on the walls with 4 shadow clones. The clones did hand signs and 2 clones did the fire style. Fireball jutsu and other 2 did the wind. Great breakthrough. The wind jutsu combined with the fireballs to them gigantic. The sand of Gaara formed a dome that protect from the 2 fireballs. Naruto's look turned serious as he started to feel power started to build up. The chakra that Gaara was letting out. It reminded Naruto of Kyuubi's chakra. His eyes shot open as now he realized Gaara was a Jinchuriki. Yamato was covered in lightning chakra and Naruto ran towards the sand dome. Once Naruto was near the dome, spikes of sand formed trying to impale the Uzumaki, but the spikes were quickly destroyed. Naruto quick cuts and made opening. He saw how the sand was started to cover most of Gaara's body. The sand tried to push Naruto away, but it was useless. Naruto quickly formed a Rasengan and hit Gaara, blasting him away. Gaara hit the stadium wall, causing the sand covered his body to fall apart. Red Hair Boy slowly got up, but Naruto could still feel the chakra of the tailed beast. The eyes of Gaara meet his, and it wasn't the pale blue-green, but the sclerae of his eyes was black, with yellow irides and pupils that each takes the shape of a black 4-pointed star with 4 black dots around it. Gaara showed a sinister smirk as sand burst around him. Naruto was ready Yamato, but suddenly explosion went off as villagers and some leaf ninjas were put under a genjutsu. Those who don't fall in genjutsu were fighting off the sound and sand ninjas. Naruto them block a gigantic fist. He looked up to see the tailed beast. He jumped back as spike of sand nearly impaled him. Naruto thoughts. How can I get him out of the village? I got it. Naruto dashed forwards as Shukaku tried to crush him. Naruto was able to jump the arm of Shukaku but started to dodge as the sand tried to strike him. Shukaku. Hold still and die. In puff of blue and purple flames, his spectral blue swords spinning around him, destroying any sand attacking him. In blinding speeds, Naruto made multiple towards Shukaku's arm, then jump into the air. He summoned 2 blue swords and sent them towards Shukaku's eyes. Shukaku tried counted by firing air bullets, but the blue swords pierced through the jutsu and hitting its target. Shukakau. Why my fucking eyes? Damn you, son of Sparda, I am going to kill you. Naruto was confused, and because of this distracting, Shukaku was able to slam Naruto into the ground and use his sand to stab the Uzumaki. Shukaku smiled like psychopath, but his arm was cut off. Naruto was on shoulder of Shukaku and the Uzumaki's fist hit the overgrown tanuki, which sent the 1 tails flying out of leaf as part of Shukaku's face was destroyed. Shukaku flew in the air for few seconds before he crashed into the ground as he slowly regenerated his lost body part. Shukaku. Damn Sparda. He opened his mouth to charge up a tailed beast bomb. Once his attack was ready, Shukaku was ready to launch it towards the leaf. But his attack suddenly exploded in his face. The sand tanuki fall with pain as nearly half of his face was gone. Then he noticed Naruto. The Uzumaki had smirk which only angered the tailed beast, but his fear was growing more and more. The tanuki quickly healed and started to shoot air bullets. Naruto did quick hand signs and shot off fireball. The wind jutsu only made the fireball grow more. A wall of sand protect Shukaku as he changed a tailed beast bomb. Shukaku. Die Sparda. The attack went straight towards Naruto. The Uzumaki let the tailed beast bomb get close as he was letting out more power. Naruto. Judgment cut end. Once Yamato was sheathed, the tailed beast bomb exploded as Shukaku was cut in pieces. His body fall on the ground and started to disintegrated. Shukaku. Damn you, son of Sparda. Naruto. Again with Sparda? Who is Sparda and why are you calling me his son? The sand tanuki only laughed and looked Naruto in the eyes. The white hair Uzumaki now could see the fear of 1 tails. Shukaku was scared of him. Shukaku. Haha, you don't even know abo about your heritage, haha, you just know. Unlike how people see call us tailed beast demons. The only real demon H here is you." With those final words, the body of Tanuki was turned into pure sand, leaving a tired Gaara who opened his eyes to see the Uzumaki. Gaara looked at Naruto with fear as he tried to use his sand to attack but had little chakra. Naruto walked to Gaara as the red hair boy back up. "Gaara. Get away, I won't let you erase my existence." Naruto. "Foolishness Gaara, foolishness. While you may think that killing will prove your existence, but you are wrong. You already exist, but you don't have to fight for just yourself. You can fight for those you care about. You already have a brother and sister who care about you greatly. If you have the might to protect those you care about, let alone yourself, then you have the strength to protect what matters to you." Gaara was quit and looked at Naruto with shock eyes. He was going to say something but, "Get away from our little brother." Gust of wind hit the Uzumaki but did nothing, as a puppet tried to hit Naruto but it was cut in half. Naruto don't do anything as Temari and Kankuro jump in for their injured brother. Once more Gaara was speechless as his siblings were worried about him enough to fight someone who could kill them. Just to make sure he was safe even after he threatened to kill them in multiple occasions. They still want to protect. Tears started form as happiness filled Gaara. "Naruto. They really care about you, Gaara." The two siblings look at Naruto with surprised faces. They were quit until Gaara spoke up. "Gaara. Temari, Kankuro, I'm so sorry." They looked to see Gaara crying. Temari looked back at Gaara before her and Kankuro hugged their little brother as they cried. Naruto smiled at this but in his heart, he felt pain as the image of Dante appeared in his mind. Naruto let out sigh before walk off. Scene change. Hiruzen kicked Orochimaru in the jaw and used his stuff to hit the snake. Orochimaru summoned his snakes to attack but Hiruzen used a fire jutsu to burn them. Orochimaru. "Haha, you know sensei, if you were a few years younger, I would have been died by now, haha." Hiruzen. "I won't let destroy the leaf, Orochimaru." Orochimaru just show evil smile as more snake attack Hiruzen. The snake Sannin did few hand signs before slamming his hands together. Orochimaru. Summoning jutsu. Edo Tensai. Hiruzen's eyes shot in horror as he couldn't stop Orochimaru. From the ground come out 3 coffins which opened to show the first Hokage Hashirama Senju, second Hokage Tobirama Senju, and from the third one step out a tall man, spiky white hair. He wore the standard leaf uniform in the color black, a purple coat. In the edges was a decorated of black flame-like motifs. The back of coat was the words, "Fourth." This was 4th Hokage Minato Namikaze. Hashirama. "How we are back in the world living?" Tobirama. "Damn it, someone used the Edo Tensai." Hashirama. "I told you never create such jutsu, brother." Orochimaru smiled as put 2 kunais into Hashirama and Tobirama to have them fully under his control. Hiruzen was sweating because there was no way he could fight the 3 cages and Orochimaru at the same time. Orochimaru was going to put the other kunai in Minato but the Sannin's arm was missing. Orochimaru looked down in shock and little bit of fear to see his arm on the ground. Then he looked up and glared at Minato who jumped to Hiruzen's side. Hiruzen. Minato. Minato don't say nothing and closed his eyes as purple aura surrounded him. The pressure that Minato was letting out, don't let Hiruzen or Orochimaru breath. It was like if the devil was in front of them. Minato opened his eyes to show they were glowing blood-red eyes. He looked at Orochimaru with cold eyes. Minato. I'm going to kill you. All it took was one step for the barrier to shatter like glass. All around the village every ninja and villager felt the monstrous power that Minato was letting out. Orochimaru was shaking from the fear but he wasn't going to die here. Not after being so close to his goal to kill his old sensei and destroy the leaf. Hashirama did single hand sign and from the floor started to split as tree grow out of it. Hashirama. Wood style, birth of the trees. The trees wanting close to Minato ready to attack him but all of the trees were cut in half. In the hands of Minato was holding a massive sword with a heavy double-edged blade. Notched on both sides near the tip. Spike which splits open into several. The grip is plain, but the guard is skeletal, with a skull design on each side leading to the rib cage from which the blade emerges. On one side of the blade, the skull is that of a human, while the other uses a horned demon skull. This was his sword rebellion. Tobirama. Water style, water dragon jutsu. From the ground come massive amount of water which took the form of dragon. The water dragon rushed towards Minato, but 4th Hokage point 2 fingers and black, red orb. It was shot towards the water dragon. When the two attacks clash, the water dragon explode and the orb continued until it hit both first and second cages. The upper halves of their bodies explode in paper. Minato. You know Orochimaru, you caused your own defeat by opening Pandora's box. In Blur of Speed, Minato appeared in Fort of the Snake Sannin and swing Rebellion up, slashing the chest of Orochimaru, then roundhouse kick the Sannin. Orochimaru crash into the ground with such force an earthquake happened. Orochimaru clap his hands together and undid the Edo Tensai in Minato, but his eyes shot open in horror as nothing happened. Minato. Like I said, you opened Pandora's box and once open, there is no closing it. Minato grabbed Orochimaru by the leg and threw him into the air. In his right hand formed a Rasengan. Minato waited for Orochimaru to near the ground. Once the Snake Sannin was close enough, Minato strike him in the stomach, sending the Orochimaru flying. The Sound 4 want to help Orochimaru, but they were quickly knocked out by Minato. From the mouth of Orochimaru come out another Orochimaru with no injuries, and he showed an arrogant smile. Orochimaru. It doesn't matter how much damage you do, 4th Hokage, I'm immortal, ha 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 ha, you won't be able to K. His face went flying off his body as soon Minato's fist made contact. Minato disappeared, Rebellion in flames as he made black and purple Rasengan. Minato. Good luck coming back from ashes. As the head of Orochimaru was popping out other Orochimaru, Minato threw his demonic Rasengan towards Orochimaru. Before the Snake Sannin could even react, the Rasengan hit him and completely turned him into ashes, thanks to Orochimaru's death, causing the first and second Hokages to disappear back to the Pure Lands. During this whole Hiruzen was froze as somehow Orochimaru caused Minato to come back to life. He was happy at first, but then fears for his life and some of the villagers and shinobi. Minato. Hiruzen, we will talk later, now I'm going to stop this invasion. Like that he disappeared. Scene change. The Leaf Ninja kill off many Sand and Sound ninjas, but the continued attack, Naruto and Kakashi took three-headed snake with combined Chidori. Naruto summoned blue swords and kill off 50 Sound and 5 Sands ninjas. The battle would have continued, but in the middle of battlefield appeared Minato. Everyone stopped as shock quickly took cover as the died Hokage Minato Namikaze arrived. Kakashi thought he was started seeing things, but the voice of his sensei proved the copy ninja wrong. Minato. Listen to me now, Sand and Sound ninjas. Give up this meaningless war. Let's stop this bloodshed and return to your villages, to your family. Or Rebellion appeared in burst of flames, continue this battle and fall by my blade. All of the Sand ninjas look at Echo with worried faces as they going to face Minato Namikaze, the legendary Dark Knight, the demon of the White Flash, the person who was the whole reason why the Third Great Ninja War ended. So they give up as the 4th Hokage was giving them a chance to give up and able to see their families, but these thoughts weren't shared by the Sound. They going to keep fight and nothing was going to stop them. Sound Ninja 1. You traitors. This Sound Ninja was going to stab the back of Sand Kunoichi, but in the blink of an eye, his head fall of his body. Naruto spin Yamato in the air, getting the blood off. Naruto. Scum like you piss me off. Minato looked Naruto. The two meet eyes and without a word, the two disappeared in blur and started kill off the Sound ninjas and snake summonses. Soon Kakashi joined his sensei and student with double Reikiri. The three battles together in perfect unison. Soon it all ended as the Sound ninjas were forced to retreating. The Leaf ninjas then started to celebrate for their victory. Minato looked Kakashi with smile as the copy ninja hugged his sensei as tears fall from his eye. Kakashi. Sensei. Please tell me this isn't a dream. Minato only smiled and pat Kakashi's back. Kakashi only cried and they broke off the huge after few seconds. The eyes of legendary Dark Knight turned to see his son. Naruto looked at his dad and he was nervous. He only heard stories of his father through stories he overheard from Kushina when she told them to Mito as bedtime stories. Naruto. Dad. Minato burst into tears as the words he always wanted to hear from his son but never got to. Minato brought his son into hug. Naruto felt the warmth and love from his dad had for him just from this simple hug. After years of not crying, Naruto's tears ran as the boy hugged his father. Minato smiled as Naruto fall asleep in his arms. Oh, how much Minato missed this, being able to carry his son once more even though he wasn't a baby no more. Minato thoughts. God. How much I wish your mother was here with us. Kakashi. Sensei, we should go and let Naruto rest. Minato nodded. Let's go to the hospital. Sure, Naruto wasn't hurt but he need rest. As they walk away, the Leaf Ninjas spread the word of the fourth Hokage's return from the dead. Time skip. Naruto opened his eyes and let out yawn before looking around to see he was in the hospital. To his side was Minato and Kakashi talking. The two stopped talking and Minato smiled at his boy. Minato. Good morning, sleepyhead. Naruto. Good morning, dad. Minato. Already, Naruto, I made you some food, so eat up. I will back later as the council is asking for meeting with me. Naruto nodded as he grabbed his tray and started to eat. Kakashi and Minato then walk out of the room. The white-hair Uzumaki look out the window to see the destruction. Worry fall upon the shinobi and quickly eat his food before jumping out the window at full speed. In little time, Naruto made to his crappy apartment to see it was half destroyed. He rushed in and was happy to see only the living room and bathroom was destroyed. He walked into his room and opened his closet. The closet was pretty much empty except for a box. Naruto stared at the box for a few seconds before opening it. Inside was two items. One of them was amulet. The only thing he had it as long he could remember, and the other item was a locket. Naruto grabbed the items and put them on. He opened the locket to see a picture of Naruto and Dante smiling. Naruto showed a sad smile, then hid the two items under his sleeveless, then made his way back to the hospital. Scene change. Naruto walk in the room of hospital which hold all of Konoha 13. He really don't care about the others. He was only here to see his teammate. Naruto. Hey Sakura. Sakura. Hi Naruto, so how do you feel? Naruto. What do you mean? Sakura. Naruto, your dad was brought back from the dead, so tell me, how are you feeling? Naruto just show one of the biggest smiles Sakura has even seen on her teammate, and that all she need to see, to know what he was feeling. The two started a conversation. Few minutes pass and Naruto said goodbye to Sakura before leaving towards his room. After few seconds he opened the door to his room and saw Minato. Minato. Hey kiddo, sit down, we have something to talk about. Naruto. Okay, because I have some questions as well. Minato. Alright, you go first. Naruto. During my fight with the One-Tails, he called son of Sparda or yelled out damn you Sparda, plus in my body. I feel a different power in me that isn't my chakra, and from what Kakashi told me, it's not senjutsu. Minato. The reason why Shukaku called you Sparda or son of Sparda is because that's who I am. My real name is Minato Sparda. I took the Namikaze name from your mother since I wanted a new life. Naruto nodded, but Minato could see confusion in his son's face. Minato. Let me continue then, ask any other questions. The power in your body is from your heritage Naruto, it's our demonic bloodline. Naruto opened in his eyes in shock as more questions filled the mind of the white-hair Uz. No, the young Sparda, but he let his father continue. Minato. The reason why we have demonic power is because we are demon, in your case half demon from my side while being half human from your mother. Now it made sense, how he survived being stabbed through the heart, his regeneration, his weapon Yamato, and his monstrous strength. Minato started to tell his story, the real story of Minato Sparda, the legendary Dark Knight, and the enemies who come after him. And after Minato was done, Naruto couldn't think his dad could be more awesome, but he was wrong. Minato. Anyway, other questions. Naruto. You mentioned mom, you said Namikaze not Uzumaki, why? Minato. Well, because Kushina isn't your real mother. Your mother name was Eva Namikaze, the most beautiful woman I even see. She was also incredible strong. Hell, I'm sure if I wasn't picked for Hokage, Eva would have became the fourth Hokage. Ha ha ha, God, I love that woman. Minato smiled as beautiful memories of his wife come to his mind. And know this. Eva loves you so much. When she find out she was pregnant with you, she would have been a great mother if she was alive. Sigh, I wish she was still here. The feelings of happiness filled Naruto as on instinct grabbed his amulet as tears slowly fall. He really did have a mother who actually cared and loved him, but suddenly Naruto's power spike. Minato turned serious as he saw the anger in the eyes of his son. He was wondering what caused it. Naruto. That damn red hair bitch. Without need to ask why of his anger, Minato listened about what Kushina did to make his son's life to become a living hell. The ceiling of the hospital burst open as a demonic creature flew out. He was a slightly larger than human-sized. Vaguely insectoid demon with clawed hands, a scaly hide, a pair of downward-facing ram horns, chiropteran wings with beetle-like wings underneath, hooves for feet, and reptilian spines protruding from his back. Parts of his body appeared to be made of grayscales with accents of red and purple. He also had gold veins on his hands and arms, chest, shoulders and back, a red diamond eye-shaped gem in the center of his forehead, and skull-shaped gold knees and elbow guards with small horns. This was Minato true form. A huge wave of demonic power flowed the leaf. His name was roared from the demon mouth in blinding rage, Kushine. Kushina was talking with Mito about controlling more of the Kyuubi's chakra, but the sudden power increase and something demonic yelling her name put Kushina on alert and was ready to protect her daughter no matter what. But she wasn't ready as something broke through her roof. Kushina could only feel the killer instinct of the demon, which was overwhelming. Before she could even react, Minato blitzes towards and grabbed her by the face. He broke the wall of the house as he drugged Kushina. The yells of villagers grow as they saw demon breaking through walls using Kushina's face as hammer. Minato slammed Kushina into the ground as Jonin, Anbu and other ninjas appeared ready to fight the demon, but Minato could-less about them. His demonic power was shot out in full force. Pure terror as every ninja and villager felt a power that made the Kyuubi look like a baby. They couldn't even move from the fear they feeling towards this demon. Meanwhile, Kushina was choking on her blood, using the little strength she had. A chakra chain was sent out to seal the monster's power, but the older Sparda just grabbed the chain and pulled Kushina towards him, then punch her, sending the Uzumaki flying away. But the Dark Knight pulled the chain again and once more slammed his fist into her face. This action was repeated few more times. Minato pulled the chain one more time and instead of punch Kushina, he slammed his knee into her gut, causing the older Uzumaki to throw up lots of blood. The power of Minato only grew as fueled by his anger. He grabbed Kushina by the hair and slammed her into the ground. Kushina's face was all bloody and some of her teeth were knocked out. Tears fall from her, but seeing those tears only anger Minato more. Minato. We trushu. We put all our fate in you to protect Naruto, but you stabbed our backs. All to save your worthless ass. You promise Eva that you do anything to help and keep our child safe. The anger demon stomped Kushina over and over again. Minato took deep breath and turned back into his human form. Silent as everyone's eyes show open to see their Hokage was that demon which savagely beat Kushina Uzumaki. Minato. I want everyone to listen to me. Go to the Hokage tower now. Anbus lock up Kushina Uzumaki, then being her to me when I ask. Anbus. Yes, Lord Hokage. Everyone moved out as Minato disappeared. Small time skip. Everyone surrounded the Hokage tower as news of their Hokage was some type of demon and he had something to say. Meanwhile, Minato and Naruto were having a talk about what will happen to Kushina. Few ideas pop into Minato's mind, but a light bulb hint the older Sparda. Minato. I have idea. Now son, when I give you the signal, then I want to you stab Ku. Naruto. Got it. Minato's sweat drop. He walked towards the fort to see all the people waiting for him. Minato let outside to keep calm as his anger still burning. Minato. People of the Leaf, today I have important announcement. For one, the crimes of Kushina Uzumaki as my son Naruto Namikaze. Then Naruto walk up next to his father. Some of the villagers couldn't believe that Kushina, a respect clan leader and ninja, did something as a child, but the shout of Fat Council member caught Minato's fury. Fat Council member. Lies, there is no way that monster is your son. Rebellion went straight through the Fat Council member's head, then the blade went back to Minato's hand as purple aura covered him. Minato. If someone dares call my son a monster, they will feel the wrath of Sparda. Deep breath. Sorry about that, I'm just really overprotective, even more after I find out what Kushina Uzumaki did to my son. The second announcement is that I'm going to reveal the true heritage of me and my son. Bring Kushina Uzumaki here. Anbus showed up with still very bloody Kushina and put in fort. Minato. The crimes of Kushina are child abuse, neglect, torture of a child, and I don't know, having people hunt, torture of my child, and the murder of 5-old boy. Because she had people believe that Naruto had the soul of the Kyuubi and become the tailed beast itself. The outrage of the villagers showed how furious they were, especially those who were parents, but the idiots going to clap for Kushina, but Minato's demonic aura keep them quit. Minato. You lie of my son being a Jinchuriki when it was you and your daughter who are the Jinchuriki of Kyuubi. Because of your actions in the night October 10th of 4X year, a boy named Dante was killed because of the people who want to hurt my son because they thought he was the Kyuubi, the night many people who died by Naruto's hands for taking the life of person who my son saw as a little brother. Everyone was quit, no one couldn't believe because of Kushina a child who was hurt and other killed. Minato looked Naruto and nodded. Without missing a second Naruto shoved Yamato deep into Kushina's gut who screamed from the pain. Naruto slowly took Yamato out making sure it was very painful and once Yamato was out, a red orb of chakra burst out of Kushina and floated in air as it. Soon it took the form of a fox. Kyuubi. I am free. Finally, everyone was panicking but what the Kyuubi said next froze them. Kyuubi. Thank you Lord Sparda and as well you young Sparda, how can I be of service my lord? Minato. No problem and I want you to become a devil arm for my son, Kurama. Kurama smiled. It would be my honor to service the Sparda family. Minato smiled as his hands started to be covered in red and black aura. Kurama turned back into a small orb and went into Minato's hands. Demonic energy was being let out in massive amounts. 2 minutes later Minato opened his hands and something flowed towards Naruto. It stopped in fort of the young Sparda. It was amulet with ruby of a fox. Naruto touched it and disappeared to reappear around Naruto's neck. The young Sparda then was suddenly covered in golden light. Everyone was amazed and once the light, everyone show what happened. Naruto was now covered in chakra cloak made out of Kurama's chakra. The young Sparda felt incredible and feel even more power. He turned back to normal. Minato smiled. This was all thanks to Yamato ability. It's able to separate man from devil and separate others things like tailed beast from their Jinchuriki. The devil arm Kurama become more stronger because it has now demonic power and it will be more powerful when the other half is reunited. Now Anbu lock Kushina Uzumaki up. Anbus like other people look at Naruto with surprised faces but snap out of it and followed their cage's order. Minato then turned back to faces everyone. Minato. Now I say the real heritage of me and my son. Everyone heard the story of the legendary Dark Knight Sparda correct asterisk the people nodded the story is true. The demon who turned against his own kind is real. Everyone looked Minato like he grow a second head so the Sparda transformed back into his true form. Minato. My real name is Minato Sparda. I'm the one who defeated and sealed the underworld. I'm the Dark Knight Sparda and beside me is my son Naruto Sparda my half-human, half-demon son. Pure shock filled all the people of Leaf. Villagers couldn't believe their cage was the hero who protect them from the underworld. Everyone started to cheer the two Sparda as heroes. Danzo showed a dark smile as he had the two most powerful weapons in fort of him. Danzo was going to set up a meeting and control the two devils so he could control all of them villages. Naruto, Shino, and Shikamaru stood in front Minato as he just finished telling them why they were going to be rank up. Minato. With this Minato Sparda promote you three from Genin to Chunin. The three then pick up their flak jacket and left the room. Naruto walked towards the meeting place of his team, in few minutes to the bridge to see Sakura and Sasuke. Sakura. Hey Naruto. Naruto. Hey Sakura I get some news tell so let's wait for Kakashi-sensei. Sakura nodded and was excited to hear the news. 3 hours pass until Kakashi pop in a cloud of smoke. Kakashi give his students an eye smile. Kakashi. Sorry I'm late. I got lost in the road to life. Team 7 sweat dropped to the poor excuse of the copy ninja. Sakura. Okay since sensei is here, what's the news Naruto? Naruto smiled as in puff of smoke as his flak jacket appeared. Guess who became Chunin? Sakura hugged Naruto. Congratulations. Kakashi. Nice job Naruto. The two were happy for their teammate, student except one Sasuke. He was furious that he wasn't ranked Chunin. He get up and left but the other three don't care. Scene change. Minato was signing some papers as his window opened up by Jiraiya. The older Sparda smiled seeing the toad sage. Jiraiya. Hey sensei. Minato. Hello pray sage. I get a mission for you and someone else if you wish to bring other person. Jiraiya. Sai I thought you stopped calling me that but no and about the mission I'm in, I also have the person right in mind. Time skip. Naruto. You call me dad. Minato. Yes, you will be going on a mission with other student of my Jiraiya the Toad Sannin. Jiraiya waved and Naruto took out his favorite book. Naruto. Can I get an autograph? Jiraiya. Sure, fan of my books, huh? The Toad Sage took the book and noticed it his worst-selling book. He smiled as he write this base off Minato. He signed the book and give it back to Naruto. Minato. Alright, I want you to find Tsunade Senju and bring her back to the village. I have a proposition for her. The two nodded then left the room. The two separated to get everything ready. Small time skip. Naruto and Jiraiya meet up in the gates then left to find Tsunade. Naruto. So tell me, where do you think we can find the slug princess? Jiraiya. She most likely in bar or casino. I have my spy network also looking, they will inform me if they find her first. Naruto nodded and the two continued walk. Time flew by as the two made to lands of wave. Jiraiya. The great Naruto bridge, you must be popular kid. Naruto let sigh out for the name but shows a little smiled. The two continued to walk until Naruto stopped and looked towards the ocean. Jiraiya. Everything alright kid? Naruto. Land of Whirlpool, you think we can visit it? Jiraiya. Sure, we can be there in a few minutes if we run, but why? Naruto. I read a lot about the Uzumaki clan and how great they were in Fuinjutsu. I want to see their home for myself. The two then jump on the water and ran. It took them about 10 minutes to arrive in Uzumaki clan home. Naruto look on to see it was completely destroyed. They only look around for a few minutes before something caught the attention of Naruto. He could feel a bit of demonic power and it seemed Jiraiya sensed it too. They ran over to some rubble and began to throw the debris. Few seconds later Naruto picked up black and red color scroll. Naruto. What do you think it could be? Jiraiya. From what sensei told me, he trusted the Uzumaki clan with a summoning contract. Maybe this it. Naruto opened it and it showed only one name, Minato Sparda. The Sparda bite his thumb hard enough to draw blood then write his name. He did hand signs for the summoning jutsu then his hand hit the ground. Naruto. Summoning jutsu. Nothing. Naruto. Why don't it work? Jiraiya. Use your demonic power instead of your chakra. Naruto nodded and at the summoning jutsu once more and put his demonic power instead of his chakra. A giant puff of smoke appeared and when it cleared to show a giant three-headed demonic hound. Cerberus. I was summoned? This impossible. Hound then noticed both ninja. His attention turned to Naruto as he smelled both of human and demon plus Cerberus saw Yamato. Cerberus. You child, what's your name? Naruto. I'm Naruto Sparda. Cerberus was shocked but the boy's smell was like Sparda so he blowed. I am King Cerberus, leader of the Cerberus pack. It honored to be the summon of you young Sparda. Naruto. Can you tell me more about this summoning contract? Cerberus. This contract is filled with the demons who sided with your father. Anytime you summon me or the others, we will help you fight in our normal forms or in our devil arms forms. Jiraiya. You have op summon. Naruto let out a chuckle. Him and Cerberus talked little bit more than the hound disappeared in smoke. With that the two shinobi left the land of Whirlpool. Time skip. 2 pass and no sign of Tsunade. They want from town nothing. Naruto did little bit of training with Toad Sage and learned that the Rasengan was incomplete so he made his goal to finish it but he need to focus on the mission for now. They made to other town and went to the casino just to see it destroyed. Jiraiya. Yup, Tsunade was here so let's go to a bar. Once more they were on the move. In the first bar they walk inside. Jiraiya saw his old teammates with her student. Jiraiya. Tsunade. Tsunade stopped drinking her sake. Jiraiya. What the hell do you want? Jiraiya. Oh, can't I say hi to old friend? Tsunade. Who is the brat? Is he your son? Jiraiya. No, this my godson Naruto Sparda. Naruto looked with disappointment. This was one of the legendary Sannin. She was nothing but an alcoholic yet he could maybe be judging too soon. Jiraiya. Come back to the leaf. Tsunade just started to laugh her ass off. Ha 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 ha, wait, you serious? Ha 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 ha, no way in hell I'm back. Jiraiya. Come on sensei, want to ask you about P. Tsunade. I could careless whatever that fool says. Shizune. Lady Tsunade. Jiraiya. Hey, don't you dare say that about sensei. Tsunade. I will say whatever to who I want, especially to any idiot Hokage. Those are people or damn fools. Naruto griped Yamato with force as his anger slowly was building. Jiraiya noticed this and was going to give only one warning to old teammate. Jiraiya. Tsunade, I'm only give you one chance to choose your next words wisely. Tsunade. Oh, and what are you going to do, huh? The Hokages are nothing but fools who get killed for defending some stupid village. My proof is fourth, that dumbass died young, ha 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 ha. Hell, the ones who dream of being Hokage are even bigger idiots for dreaming such stupid thing, ha ha ha. Suddenly Tsunade was sending flying out of the bar. Her body flew for a seconds before she crashed into multiple trees before she landed the ground with such force. A huge crater was formed. Tsunade get up with pain as multiple bones in her body were broken as her jaw. Even in pain Tsunade jumped dodged as blue swords pierced the spot she was staying. It was only thanks to her instinct as kunoichi, she was barely able to dodge. Right in front of her landed Naruto, his demonic aura surrounded him as his eyes burned blood red. The young Sparda unsheathed Yamato as something seemed to form behind him and it did the same movement unsheathing its own blade. Naruto stared Tsunade before he sheathed Yamato. The blue demonic figure disappeared as the blue aura and red eyes of Naruto turned back to normal then walk away. Naruto. You aren't worthy of my time nor having Yamato cut you down. Jiraiya and Shizune arrived and saw the destruction from the single attack of the Sparda. The Toad Sage shake his head in disappointment while Shizune ran to Tsunade and started to heal her. Jiraiya. I told you to choose your words carefully. Tsunade. Hey brat, you don't you dare walk away. Naruto stop and look at Tsunade with cold glare. Naruto. Like I said, you aren't worthy of being cut down by Yamato. I don't see Tsunade Senju, one of the legendary Sannin. Only an alcoholic woman, the shell of once great and powerful ninja. Tsunade. Don't think so highly of yourself. You only get one lucky punch because I was drunk, now fight me. Or are you too weak of a coward? Shizune. Lady Tsunade, don't fight. Naruto. Fine. Tsunade smiled arrogantly. All I need to beat you is one flick from finger. Naruto narrowed his eyes and did hand signs before slamming his hand on the ground. Naruto. Summoning jutsu. From the smoke come out a large lion-like creature. He has 4 bird wings on his back, also has a scorpion tail. Beowulf. Hello young Sparda, it'd been great to fight by your side. Naruto. I wish to fight you as a devil arm. Beowulf glowed and turned into light. The split into 4 and 2 lights covered Naruto's arms while the other covered his legs. Once the light disappeared, it showed black gauntlets and greaves with a somewhat animalistic look. The gauntlets vaguely resemble a wolf's head, with fangs and mane. The greaves look like clawed legs. They also have glowing veins that have white light flowing through them. Tsunade. Oh, and let's make this more interesting. If you haha win, I will return back to the leaf and give my necklace, but if I win, I get all of your money and you knowledge I was right about the Hokages. Naruto get into a fighting stance and in blinding speed, kick Tsunade in the gut which launch her skywards. Naruto jump in the air and throw a punch. Tsunade flick her finger towards the punch. She thought her strength would surely stop it, but she was died wrong as her finger snapped back. She don't even have the time as she get hit by a right hook. Tsunade hit the ground with such force, it caused a small earthquake. Naruto landed and waiting for the slug Sannin to get up. Naruto. Is that really all the great Tsunade Senju can do? How disappointing. Tsunade get up as she forced back its place. She couldn't believe a kid was beating her. There was no way she was going to let him win. She rushed towards Naruto and threw a punch. The Sparda dodged and threw 2 quick punches, then hit her with a flurry of kicks. Tsunade was able to block one of kicks. Taking her chance, Tsunade finally landed a punch to the Sparda which sent him flying back. Tsunade. I win, haha, like I said, the Hokages and those who dream to become it are nothing but idiots. Yet she couldn't be more wrong. Naruto like it was nothing without a scratch on him. Tsunade looked shocked but shake her head. Naruto look up as his demonic aura surrounded him once more. Without a word, Naruto appeared in front of Tsunade and gut punch her. The slug Sannin fall on the ground with pain and cough blood. Naruto. How dare you spit on the dreams of those wish to become Hokage? It makes me to my stomach how you shun others because of deaths that weren't anyone's fault but the one who has blood on their hands. I see now that you are merely wallowing in your own despair and selfishness, that you forget about your dreams. Wake up to reality and realize your faults than others. Tsunade looked at the half-demon with opens as his words hit her hard. The memories of her brother and boyfriend come to her mind. Naruto. And if you're too weak to protect the ones you love, then grow stronger and get more power, because might controls everything. Without strength, you cannot protect anything, not even yourself. Naruto then walked off as Shizune ran up to Tsunade. Jiraiya looked towards the direction of Naruto left and knew the kid was going to become even greater legend than his own father. He let out chuckle before turning his attention back to his old teammate. Jiraiya smiled. So want to hear what I have to say? Tsunade. Sigh. Talk, you old pervert, what does the old monkey want? Jiraiya. Sarutobi-sensei? Nothing but Minato-sensei is a different story. Tsunade and Shizune look at Toad Sage with raised eyebrow and questioning look. Scene change. Kabuto opened a door and in the middle of the room was Kimimaro Kagaya. Kabuto. Are you ready to bring back Lord Orochimaru, Kimimaro? Kimimaro. Yes, I give my life to bring him back. Kabuto did hand signs, then places his hands on the cure mark of Kimimaro. The last Kagaya member let out a scream as his mark was glowing red-orange color. Soon Orochimaru come out of mark, but Kimimaro fall on the ground died. Kabuto. Lord Orochimaru, welcome back. Orochimaru said nothing as he was shaking. Kabuto was worried, but the snake Sanin spoke. Orochimaru. You and me are going to research everything about Sparda. Kabuto. Why do you want to look for old legend? Orochimaru. Legend? No, Kabuto, Sparda was real and killed me. That power was demonic. Minato Namikaze is real, the Dark Knight Sparda himself, ha ha ha, and I want that power for myself. Orochimaru smiled sinisterly as he now had new goal to be immortal and he will be unstoppable, then he will get revenge on the Sparda family. Tsunade opened the door to see Jiraiya. She wondered what he wanted since they were about to left in a few hours. Tsunade. What do you pervert? Jiraiya. Tsunade, you remember Kushina Uzumaki? Tsunade. Yeah, I see your little bit of times why. Jiraiya's face turned serious. I know this isn't my place to tell about Naruto's life, but I think you deserve to know what she did since your clans are relative. Anger could be easily shown on Tsunade as Jiraiya told what Kushina did. She couldn't believe because of her actions. Innocent kid was killed. Oh, Tsunade was going to have some talk and break some bones when she talks with Kushina. Jiraiya. Right now let's go back to the Leaf to meet with Sensei. Scene change. The group entered the Leaf. The villager greeted them with respect and welcomed back their hero Naruto with even more respect. The group walked to the Hokage Tower. Time skip. The door to Minato's office opened to show Naruto, Jiraiya, Tsunade and Shizune. The Senju look at the fourth with shock eyes as she don't really believe Minato was alive, but no, the man was alive. Minato. Ah, Tsunade, it's nice to you see. Tsunade. Same Lord Hokage, and are you really going to let me start the medical nin program? Minato. Of course, it was the first thing I want to do when I became Hokage, but you were long gone. Naruto and Prey Sage, you two did a great job. Jiraiya, give me the mission report. Naruto, you may leave. Naruto nodded then left. Jiraiya started to tell Minato what happened. The older Sparda was excited for the two things. Naruto seemed to started awakening his devil trigger and get the demon contract. Soon Jiraiya then left as Minato talked with Tsunade about the program. Scene change. Naruto meet up with Kakashi and Sakura. The three want to eat ramen. They enjoyed the food and talked for a while until Sakura took out a scroll. Sakura. Here Naruto, I got you this present for becoming a Chunin. Naruto opened the scroll and in a puff of smoke, a long, silver-buttoned blue coat with three separated coattails, white, serpentine pattern runs around the collar, with a snake's head hanging over the coat's left shoulder, and its tail slinking down the right, all the way to the bottom of the coat. A gold lining runs across the edges of the coat, and a silky, golden flower blossom pattern decorates the inner lining. Each cuff of the coat also possesses 5 gold-buttoned straps with gold lining. The coat also features identical straps on each shoulder, decorated with silver buttons. Naruto. Thank you, Sakura. He put on the coat and it went very well with his outfit. Sakura smiled seeing he liked her gift. After eating they want to train. Scene change. Minato finished signing the final papers for Tsunade's program. Now that he had some free time, the Sparda was thinking of the Council of Civilians and other 3 fossils. He was suspicious of them, especially Danzo. He don't trust that mummy, especially after reading on the Uchiha clan messenger. He find out it weird that Itachi, out of nowhere, killed his whole clan just to see how strong he was. Minato was brought out of his thoughts when Shizune come inside. Shizune. Lord Hokage, you are summoned for meeting. Minato raised an eyebrow. Who called this meeting? Shizune. It was Danzo, Lord Hokage, he also wants your son to come as well. Minato's eyes turned blood red for a moment before going back to normal. He felt that Danzo and other civilian members were up to something. Minato. Please call my son. Shizune nodded before leaving. Minato put out his hand and burst of flames. Rebellion appeared. The older Sparda then left to the meeting. Time skip. Naruto walked to meeting room and saw his father waiting for him. Naruto. You think this a trap? Minato. Probably, ready to kick ass if it is one. Naruto nodded. They opened the door to see only the civilian council members only. The two were suddenly pinned down by Anbus, but their masks were completely white. Minato rolled his eyes seeing Danzo's root was still active. The two Sparda look at the civilian members who had arrogant smiles, but the one who showed more arrogance and pride was no one else but Danzo the Warhawk. Danzo. You two are nothing but fools. This way easier than I thought. Now you two will be nothing but my loyal weapons. You two I will rule over all the villages and no one will stop me, ha 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 ha. Danzo then took out his bandages around his eye to see a Mangekyo Sharingan. The Warhawk smiled and used Koto Amatsukami on the two Sparda. Minato. So you were the one who killed Shisui, and I'm sure your right arm has multiple Sharingans. Oh, by the way, you know your plan sucked. Danzo and other civilian members froze. Minato and Naruto smiled. The root Anbu were suddenly killed off by the Hokages Anbu and Kakashi. Other Anbu grabbed the civilian members. Danzo. How? Minato smiling. Oh, that's easy, you are weak. More root Anbu want to attack, but Minato in a blur killed them. Danzo was ready to run, but he screamed as the Sharingan eye and his right arm rip off by Naruto. Root Anbu want to attack the young Sparda, but their heads were completely burned off, yet thanks to this, Danzo was able to escape. Naruto. Damn it. Minato. Not worry, we will kill him soon. Now Homura and Koharu tell me everything you know about Danzo's plans. Homura. Let you tell a demon. Koharu. We never tell you, you might as well kill us. Minato. Anbu take them to Anko and Kakashi. Wait sensei, I have a better idea, torture. Minato and Naruto look Kakashi with curious looks. They wonder what the copy ninja had in mind. Minato. Anbu listen and do what Kakashi say. Anbu. Yes Lord Hokage. Kakashi walk off with the Anbu while laughing like a madman and said something about sunshine, lollipops and rainbows. The screams of Homura and Koharu were heard by Naruto and Minato. They could hear them saying, "Stop please," or "Have mercy." Meanwhile Kakashi was still laughing like a madman for hours. Minato. What are you doing them? Naruto was going to say something, but two screams were heard, then those words, "We will talk, just stop this horror." Kakashi showed eye smile and went into the room. He shortly walked with Homura and Koharu, who were shaking and keep repeating the words, "Sunshine," or "Rainbows." Minato and Naruto started to wonder if Kakashi was part demon. The two fossils told Minato everything they know about the plans of Danzo and his root. Minato. Okay, Kakashi put them with the others. Kakashi let out a laugher which ran cold the blood of the two fossils, as their hell wasn't going to end. The copy ninja dragged them away and they yelled for mercy. Minato. Sai, come on son, I'm going to tell you how to make devil arms, then we will have important talk about a group. Naruto nodded as the words of his father were serious. About 10 minutes pass of Minato telling the younger Sparda about how to create devil arms. Minato. Now Naruto the grow. A Jonin opened the door. Lord Hokage. Sasuke Uchiha has left the village. Minato. Damn it. Naruto, get a team ready and bring the Uchiha back. Naruto nodded and left the room. Time skip. The people that Naruto get for the team was Shino, Shikamaru, Ino, Choji and Rock Lee. Naruto. Alright, before we leave, for this mission, I will give all of you devil arms. Naruto did hand signs and did the summoning jutsu. In a puff of smoke, 5 different devil arms were in the ground. Naruto. Shino, you will have the Beelzebub devil arm. You will command a demonic swarm. Shikamaru. You will have the doppelganger. With this the shadows will help you fight. Ino. You will have the Artemis gun. You can shoot demonic bullets or use it with your bloodline. Choji. Your weapon is Gilgamesh. Your strength will be double. And Lee. You will have Balrog. Thanks to this devil arm, you won't need to use the gates. The team nodded before grabbing their devil arms. They nodded, ready for the mission. Naruto. Let's move. The team rush off at high speeds. In seconds the team arrived to see Sound 4 ninjas and lots of normal sound ninjas. Naruto unsheath Yamato. You know the plan. Naruto, Choji, and Lee rush in while others stayed back. Shino sent his demonic swarm to attack and they quickly killed off about 50 sound ninjas. Choji slammed the heads of 2 enemies ninjas together causing them to be crushed, but 3 other sound ninjas were behind him, ready to kill him off, but suddenly the one in the middle took 2 kunai and stabbed the other 2 in the throats. He then slapped a paper bomb on himself. Few seconds later he seemed to react, but it was delayed as he exploded. Ino looked her gun and smiled before starting to shoot demonic bullets. Lee uppercutted 2 sound ninjas causing their heads to left their bodies. Lee then quickly kicked other enemy ninja in the chest. Shikamaru let out a yawn as around him were lots of died ninjas thanks to Doppelganger which did all the work for him. Meanwhile Naruto was in fort of the Sound 4. He wasn't going to waste time, so in a blur, he did judgment cut, but his eyes opened a little as all of the Sound 4 got up, with all of the cuts on their bodies. Naruto thoughts. This isn't right. How could they survive? Wait, this power. No, it couldn't be. The smallest bit of demonic power could be felt in the curse marks. They went to their level 2 as Tayuya used her demonic sound illusions. Naruto saw 3 illusions of demons and they ran to kill the Sparda. Tayuya. Try surviving, duh. She never could finish as her head was cut off in blinding speeds. The other 3 looks shocked, but Jirobo shake out of it. Jirobo. Run. I take him down. Naruto looked Jirobo with cold glare as Beowulf appeared. The 2 don't say or do anything for a moment, but next thing the orange hair ninja knows. The fist of the Sparda is in his gut. Naruto then throw a flurry of kicks which sent Jirobo flying, but the half-demon appeared next to him and delivered a powerful punch to the sound ninja's head. The body of orange hair boy fall with his head completely destroyed. Naruto let out his demonic power and the 3 illusion demons glowed and turned into a misty-like orb. The orb went into Naruto, giving him a new power. Hirobo's body glowed as well, but inside of going into Naruto, it went into Beowulf, making it a bit more power. Naruto ran to caught up with the last 2 sound ninjas. It don't take long as he meet up within seconds. Saikon. Kidomaru, keep going. Kidomaru nodded, leaving. Naruto look his opponent or opponents as the boy had other head. Yukon. You won't get in the way of Lord Orochimaru. Naruto. Don't my dad kill that failure? Saikon. Yukon. Don't talk about Lord Orochimaru like th. The 2 were quickly killed by a Chidori. Once more Naruto's demonic power covered the enemy ninjas, turning them into a power-up for Doppelganger. Time skip. Kidomaru ran at his max speed, but he was nearly decapitated from a sword. He flew up to see Naruto, who just finished doing hand signs. Naruto. Fire style, fireball jutsu. The flaming ball moved way too quickly for Kidomaru to react and he was killed off easily. His body was turned into a orb and went into Naruto. The Sparda look his hand, then shoot a web and feel his strength double. Naruto. Powers of a spider, they can be useful. Now time to get that idiot back. Naruto jumped down next to barrel. He opened it and it was empty. No sign of Sasuke, but a sudden burst of power made Naruto look to see the Uchiha laughing. Sasuke. Meet me in the Valley of End. Naruto closed his eyes as he took the half of Danzo's arm and covered it in demonic power. Scene change. Sasuke was on the head of Madara Uchiha. He waited for the white-haired devil and soon Naruto landed on the head of Hashirama. The half-demon had his eyes closed, but Sasuke still felt the cold glare. Naruto. Why? Sasuke. Why what? Naruto. Why turn your back on the leaf? Sasuke. Simple, it was doing nothing but holding me back from the power that is rightfully mine. Ever since you got that demonic power, everything has gone your way. The power I would have gotten was given to you. The power is rightfully mine, so I can't kill Itachi. Naruto. Sasuke. What's so funny? Naruto. Ha ha ha. Foolish Sasuke, foolish. You want power to kill. That's why you will also be weak. Naruto opened his eyes, and to Sasuke's shock, the Sparda's eyes were red and with 3 tomo. Anger filled the last Uchiha seeing this. Sasuke. How? You aren't even an Uchiha. Naruto. That doesn't matter now. We can do this 2 ways. The easy way or shattering all of your bones. Please do pick the second. Sasuke activated his Sharingan. Naruto smiled and in a blur appeared in front of the Uchiha and swiftly kicked him in the ribs. Sasuke flew to the side at high speeds until he hit the water. The Uchiha got up, but a punch to the jaw sent him in the air. Naruto smirked and shoot 2 webs at his feet, then with force slammed the emo ninja into side of the valley. Sasuke slowly got up as his curse mark went to his last level. Lightning started to cover the hand of Uchiha. Naruto just seemed annoyed seeing the jutsu. Naruto. Really? Naruto moved to the side, letting the Uchiha speed pass him. Sasuke turned and used a genjutsu. Naruto sarcastic. Oh no, what should I do? He was able to break out, but a voice called him. Hearing that voice made the blood of Naruto turn cold. The half-demon turned to see a white hair boy, purple eyes. He wore dirty clothes covered in blood. Dante. Why? Why did you let them kill me? Sadness could be seen in the little boy's eyes and voice. Naruto looked down as his hair covered his eyes. Sasuke smiled seeing his plan work, and now he charged at Naruto with a Chidori. Sasuke. The screams of Sasuke filled the valley as his arm was broken. Naruto looked up with a burning hate as his demonic power exploded. Naruto. SSSSSASSSSSUUUUUKKKKEE. In blur, Naruto grabbed Sasuke and dragged his face through the ground, then threw him into the leg of Madara. A huge wave of demonic power flooded the valley. The power was so great that it reached the leaf. Minato looked out the window and was worried about his son as he could feel the anger and sadness in his son's power. In Valley of the End was shaking from the power. The 2 statues broke into pieces as thunderclouds formed. Sasuke looked with fear as he had no idea what monster he just let out. Naruto. RRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR electrics surrounded him. His eyes were glowing blue. This was Naruto's devil trigger. A humanoid creature, his coat changed to 3 coat tails that separates into 4. His spiky hair now changes into a crest that has a fin shape at the top. His neck now gains a membrane that curves inwards. His spine merges with 2 dark-colored bones exposed at the top. His sheath alters and attaches to his sleeve while becoming a clawed appendage, and his vest changes to an undercoat. But all that power soon disappeared as Naruto turned back to normal and fall unconscious. Sasuke took this chances to run away for his life. Fear was building inside of him. To Sasuke, Naruto turned into the devil himself and was ready to kill if he don't fall unconscious. Naruto opened his eyes and get up. He looked around to see he was in the hospital. This confused him since the Sparda had no injuries, but the voice of his father snapped Naruto out of his thoughts. Minato. You fall unconscious because of your devil trigger mode, Naruto. Naruto. Devil trigger mode? Minato started to explain what the devil trigger was and Naruto nodded understanding. The half-demon get come from the bed. Naruto. That means I need to train with my devil trigger. Minato. Yup, and when I can, I will help you with your training. Naruto nodded and the two left the hospital. Few minutes pass and Naruto went meet up with his team for training. Time skip 4 months later. The breathing of Naruto was heavy as all around were huge craters. He has been training non-stop with his devil trigger mode and he hasn't quite mastered it, but he was getting better at using it. Naruto sit down and took out a scroll. In puff of smoke come out ramen. He started to eat. Naruto stopped eating as something felt off. He looked around before jumping back as once where he was standing, multiple fireballs crashed down. Naruto jumped sideways as claws slashed the ground. The white hair boy looked at whatever attacked him and saw bug-like demons. Naruto. Demons? In quick movement the half-demon took out Yamato. He don't move as the demons rush at him. Naruto blocked the claws of a demon then kick other one. The Sparda cut off the heads of 4 demons. He noticed multiple fireballs coming at half-human, so he blocked it. 5 more demons ran towards Naruto. The Sparda throws shurikens. The shurikens went through the heads of the demons. Seeing there was no more enemies, he let out a sigh. Naruto had serious look before rushing to the Hokage tower. It took him just few seconds to arrive in the door to his father's office. He opened the door. Minato looked up to see his son. The 4th Hokage knew something was wrong as he felt other demonic power. Naruto then explained what happened. Minato. I see. Demons are starting to appear again. Naruto. Why are they appearing now? Minato. My guess is because you and me let out a lot of demonic power. They must have sensed our energy and knew I was back as well. I have a son. Naruto. Sigh. So what are we going to do? Minato. The shinobi world isn't trained to face with demons. Because of that, they will be killed. Knowing the demons are going to attack the other villages, so I'm going to create a group to kill demons. Naruto. Let me guess, I'm going to be the leader of this group. Minato. Yup, now you go and see what people come into this group. I will do the same. Naruto nodded. Time skip. Kakashi opened the door and saw his sensei, Jiraiya, Tsunade, Sakura, Asuma, Naruto, Tenten, Shikamaru, Choji, Shino, Lee and Guy. Kakashi. Yo sensei. Minato. Hello Kakashi, now I called you because of something that will cause nothing but chaos. They all got serious. Minato. The demons started to come out of the underworld. They are dangerous and none of the other ninjas' villages can't deal with them. Me and Naruto are the only ones who kill them. So I called you all here because we will train all of you to become demon hunters. So do you all agree to join this group? All of them nodded in agreement. Kakashi. So what is this group called? Minato. I haven't thought of a name yet, but we have to start your training now. They nodded and Minato teleported with them to training area. Him and Naruto both summoned shadow clones to train with each members. Minato. Alright Naruto, now you will train with me. Naruto turned red with 3 Tomo. Minato rushed Naruto and kicked in the gut, but Naruto dodged it. The young Sparda did hand signs and fireballs shot Minato, but the older Sparda countered with water bullets. Minato appeared behind Naruto and slammed him in the back with a Rasengan. Half-demon went flying. He quickly get up and did backflip to dodge an axe kick. Light covered Naruto's arms and Beowulf appeared. The 2 Sparda started clash arms and from Echo Punch caused powerful shock waves. Minato in quick move turned into his true form and gut punched Naruto. The half-human spit out blood then got a roundhouse kick. Huge crater formed as soon Naruto's body hit the ground. The older Sparda was going to slam Rasengan, but he had to jump back as blue spectral Naruto almost hit him. Naruto got up as more of his doppelgangers appeared. All of them did hand signs and huge wave of flames went towards Minato. The demon slammed his hands in the ground and raised earth wall. Minato. You're doing great, son. Naruto smiled as his Sharingan turned off and went into his devil trigger. Minato smiled as he turned into his true form. They look Echo Other before rushing at one other. Once near Echo Other, they started to exchange blows. Meanwhile the others stopped their training. They all look fight between father and son. They were all shocked. Father and son threw a punch, but the winner was Minato as Naruto fall on the ground. He turned back to normal as he was breathing heavily. Minato. You did great, son. Naruto. Thanks dad. Minato. Go rest, I will train the others. Naruto tiredly nodded and got up. He went back to tree and lay down to sleep. In a training of the Uzumaki clan, red chakra was lacking everywhere as Mito cut in half a training dummy. Rage could be seen so clearly in the young girl, and it was quite easy to know why. Naruto Sparda her so-called brother. Life was prefect for the girl before the half-demon found out about his demonic side, but instead of her brother getting the hate of villagers, he was seen as hero and she was seen as a monster. But the funny part is the villagers had good reasons to see her like that. Why, you may ask? Simple. Sometime of the hunts that the villagers who were blinded by their hate knew where to find the ex-blonde because of the little Uzumaki. When she told them, her hate for Naruto grew and grew until it burst when Kushina, her mother, was imprisoned. Mito let out a roar as one tail turned into 2 tails. She slammed her fists into the ground and break it. Her breathing was heavily and the red chakra disappeared. Mito. Damn you Naruto. Damn you, you damn demon. Red chakra was started to boil once more, but it soon disappeared as someone appeared in front of her. Those were nothing other than Danzo and Neji Hyuga. The Uzumaki was shocked as Neji had his 2 arms back. Mito. And Neji H, how did you get your arms back? Danzo. That would because of me, Mito Uzumaki. We have little time, so I will make this quick. I want you to join me and you can take revenge on the demon for what he did. Danzo smiled as Mito nodded, and it was easy to take advantage of her hate and darkness. He will train her to be the most powerful weapon in his control. Kill the 2 demons and take their power. The 3 then quickly left towards hidden base. Scene change. Minato watches 2 blur clash with each other. One of them was like lightning and other green. Soon the blurs clash once more until they stop moving. The fists of 2 people were clashing were shown to be Kakashi and Guy. Kakashi quickly threw a punch but got blocked. It then sent the copy ninja flying back with kick. The green beast rushed towards his eternal rival and uppercutted him, but Guy ended up destroying a wood log. From the ground come out 2 hands and dragged Guy down. Kakashi showed I smiled. I won again, Guy. Now it's 213 to 211. Guy. Amazing, Kakashi. Your flames of youth are burning like the sun. Kakashi helped his rival from the ground. Minato smiled as seeing the 2 Junin, but soon his attention turned to the side as huge shockwave was felt. In blinding speeds, Naruto crashed into the ground. The half-human got back with big smile as Lee landed in front of him. Lee. Come on, Naruto, let's keep burning out flames of youth. Naruto little out a chuckle as Lee powered up to 5th gate. White glow Beowulf appeared and Naruto was ready to for Lee. In second the 2 clash fist and under them a huge crater was created. They continued to clash for a few minutes until Minato stopped them. Lee. Naruto, your strength is amazing. Naruto had small smile. Same, Lee. Your motivation is truly great that you are this strong. The 2 fist bump. Minato had nothing but smile on his face to see his son be happy. Minato. Okay son, I have some news, so let's wait for Prey Sage to get here in 3, 2, 1 now. Out of nowhere Jiraiya crashed into the ground next to them. The group looked Toad Sage with sweat drop because Jiraiya had perverted smile. Naruto. Same old Prey Sage. Jiraiya jumped back up. Okay, I'm here. Minato. As I was saying, now that group is fully trained to hunt down demons, we are going to leave on training trip for 3 years. Naruto. Who will be Hokage the meanwhile? Tsunade. That would be me, brat. While you 3 are gone, I'm going to be temporary the 5th Hokage. Minato. We are going to leave in week, so spend time with your friends. Naruto was little saddened to leave, but he need to be stronger and get more power. Him and his friends want to eat ramen. Time skip week. After seeing their goodbyes, the 2 demons and super pervert left towards location of Minato's training place. Naruto. So where are we going? Minato. Place I created about 200 years ago. We will train there for 3 weeks, then you start training in Senjutsu by the toads. Naruto. But I already have a summon? Jiraiya. Yeah, but you can more than one of the summons of the clans let you. Plus you use your demonic energy, not your chakra, so you will be okay. Minato. After your training is completed, we will go back to the leaf and you will to travel the rest of the 3 years. Naruto. Huh? How I will complete my training for 3 years in 3 weeks? Minato. My training place is special. The time moves differently than in this world. Naruto nodded and they left to their location, but a question popped up into half-demon's head. Naruto. Dad, how old are you? Minato just shrugged his shoulders, lost count. They continue walking while they talk, and sometime Naruto speaking with Kurama in his mind. In the heat of the desert walked Naruto towards the village hidden in the sand. It's been a month since Naruto finished his training with his father and Senjutsu training in Mount Myoboku. The training in his father's special room. The young Sparda thought he knew hell, but the Dark Knight's training was in other level. Those 3 weeks where although 3 years was on other level, once Naruto's training with Minato was done, him learning Senjutsu started when he signed the Toad contract. The half-demon was able to master Senjutsu and use Prefect Toad Sage mode in 2 weeks thanks to help with his shadow clones. The rest of the days Fukasaku had Naruto continue to train in Sage mode. Once the month was up, Minato and Jiraiya went back to the leaf. Now Naruto made to the gates of the sand. The guards stopped him, but seeing Yamato and the Whiskers let him through. The Sparda explored the village for a bit before going to the cage tower. Gaara looked out the window as the door was opened by the half-demon. The Jinchuriki of One Tails turned to see Naruto. He got up and stepped in front of the white-hair demon. The two Jinchurikis smiled before fist bumping. Gaara. What do I owe you the pleasure to be in my village? Naruto. First, congratulations for being the youngest Kazekage, and well, I want to help you with the Shukaku. Gaara curious. How can you help me? Naruto. Simple, with the help of Yamato I can spit you in Shukaku. Gaara. That's amazing, but if the Shukaku is taken out of me, won't I die? Naruto shake his head. No, if I did the normal way, but thanks to Yamato you won't die. Gaara. I trust you, Naruto, let go out the village. Time skip. In good miles away from the hidden sand, Naruto did hand signs, then slammed into the sand. Two giant cloud of smoke appeared before clearing to show Agni and Rudra, then the Sparda turned on his Sharingan, turned it into his Mangekyo. Naruto. Agni, Rudra want you to fight with me. Agni, Rudra. We would be honored. Naruto looked at Gaara and nodded. The Kazekage did the hand signs for Fail's death, and in seconds sand covered Gaara. Shukaku was freed once more and he noticed the three demons. Shukaku. Sparda. The sand around Naruto and the two demon brothers started to move and tried to impale them, yet Rudra swung his blade. Gust of wind scattered the sand away. Naruto and demon brothers rushed towards Shukaku. Dark blue aura surrounded Naruto as he enveloped by his Susanoo. Note. IDK how to describe Naruto's Susanoo, but it looks like the Sin Devil trigger of Virgil with 4 arms and has armor similar to Susanoo. Shukaku opened his mouth and multiple wind bullets went straight to the Susanoo, but giant fireball come out of Naruto's Susanoo. The wind jutsu was absorbed by the fireball, causing the fire jutsu to grow even more. Shukaku used the sand to protect himself, but the heat from the fireball turned the sand to glass. The tanuki was sent flying back from blast of wind and huge slash mark appeared on his chest. Agni rushed to Shukaku and cut off the sand tanuki's jaw, and part of the tailed beast turned to glass. Shukaku tried to use the sand, but the Susanoo of Naruto slammed 2 of his fists into Tanuki's head. The demon brothers did a combined attack which created a tornado of fire. Shukaku. Damn it. The sand Tanuki's eyes shot open as his body was turning into glass quickly, then in seconds was completely glass, like having kind of its own. The Susanoo used one of its arms and grabbed its user, then throwed to glass-tailed beast. Naruto in seconds was in fort of Shukaku and thrust Yamato into the sand beast. A whole glow appeared. A few seconds Naruto and unconscious Gaara floated in sky before started to fall, but they were caught by Agni and Rudra. Naruto. Thanks. Agni, Rudra. It was honored to fight with you, young Sparda. They put the two down, then the demon brothers disappeared. Gaara opened his eyes and let out a groan. Gaara. What happened? Naruto. I beat Shukaku, now the tailed beast is that ball in the air. Gaara looked up to see sand brown with the curse marks of Shukaku, then it floated into Naruto's chest. Naruto looked at his hands before the sand around him covered the Sparda. The sand around Naruto turned into armor like samurai and had design similar to the One Tails. Gaara. What did you do to Shukaku? Naruto. I did him into a devil arm, now I have control of sand. Naruto smiled at Gaara before putting his palm in fort of Gaara's chest. Red chakra went into the Kazekage before disappearing. Gaara looked at his hands and could feel like his power and strength grow, like he never lost his tail beast. Gaara. What did you do? Naruto was gone, I see other time, brother. The Kazekage smiled as his sister and brother with group of sand ninja come. Tamari. Gaara, are you okay? Gaara. Yes sister, I'm fine. Kankuro. Bro, what happened? In the village we felt 4 strong powers. Gaara smiled. Simple Naruto, he come here and took the Shukaku out and free me. Tamari. Wait, I'm happy, but how aren't you die? Gaara explained what happened and how even though he wasn't Shukaku Jinchuriki no more, the power of Sand Tanuki was still inside of him. Scene change. Naruto was walking in a random direction as a voice spoke in his mind. Kurama. Where are we going now? Naruto. Don't know, but, Naruto closed his eyes before opening them slightly. They weren't the normal blue but purple, and rings seemed to start to form, but the half-demon closed his eyes with force. The Sparda fall on one knee and started to breath heavy. Kurama. Naruto. Naruto. I'm okay just. My eyes feel like they melting fuck. He opened his eyes and they were normal blue color. Naruto. Shit, Kurama, Shukaku do knew what happened. Kurama. I have no idea, your chakra and demonic power seemed want out of control, I have no idea why. Shukaku. If the furball doesn't know how should I do? Kurama turned to little brother and growled before taking a tree from the mindscape. He hit the tanuki with force and threw it at Shukaku. Kurama. You want to go? Shukaku. Fine, let's go furball. Kurama. Let's go, you overgrown tanuki. Cloak figure walked through the streets of town. He continued to walk but stopped and started at statue which was of the Dark Knight Sparda. He took the hood off to show it was no one else but Naruto Sparda. During his travels Naruto found this place called Fortuna and the people here worshipped his father like he was a god. Naruto then stepped to the side dodging side. About 6 demons showed up. The Sparda let out a sigh before grabbing Yamato and throw his katana to a demon. The force from the throw hit the demon taking its head off but Yamato don't stop there. The weapon spin around hitting 4 more demons before Naruto caught his katana. Naruto took Yamato out of its sheath and disappeared then reappeared in fort of the demons. The sound of metal click as Naruto returned Yamato and the demons were cut into pieces. Naruto put hood again and started to walk again. Few minutes later the Sparda walk in library. He started to look for a book that was interesting but nothing caught his attention yet he felt the state of girl. She wears a schoolgirl outfit with a short white blouse that bears her midriff and sleeves that reach just past her elbows. The skirt appears to be made of protective plating and Naruto could see she has a utility belt that holds gun magazines, with dark black purple shorts underneath, connected to the belt. Naruto was little curious why she was staring at him. The Sparda grabbed book and started to read it. Few minutes the girl still was looking at him. Naruto put the book back then left the library. Time skip. Naruto walked through a crowd but stopped for a moment as he locked eyes with woman in a red dress. The two look at each other for a few seconds before going their separate ways. Few minutes later Naruto made to a clearing and did quick hand signs. He pointed 2 fingers to a tree and a bolt of lightning was shot near it. A figure jumped away from tree to show the same girl who was staring at him. Naruto. What do you want? You're his son, the son of Sparda. Naruto narrowed his eyes and had his hand ready on Yamato. Why does that matter to you? I want your help. Naruto. With what? You should know or you could help me find the Temen ni Guru. In the blink of eye, Yamato was inches to the mysterious girl throat. Killer instinct plus demonic power was shot up and making the girl shake but she was still serious. The next words of Naruto come out cold like ice. Naruto. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't cut your throat right now. Because if we find the Temen ni Guru, I will find him. Naruto don't say anything. He talked to the 2-tailed beast in his mind before giving his answer. Naruto. Tell me. Who is this him and why do you want to find him so badly? My father. He killed my mother and I want to get revenge. He was obsessed with the legend of Sparda and that bastard want your father's power. Naruto knew she was telling the truth and it angered him. What type of man would kill the woman he loves just for power? Doing quick hand signs and puff of smoke appeared then cleared to show messenger Toad. Naruto. Please send to my dad about the Temen ni Guru. The Toad nodded before disappearing in a puff of smoke. Naruto. So what's your name, lady? I don't have one. Naruto raised eyebrow. What should call you then, huh, lady? Call me whatever. Naruto. Then I call you lady from now on. Lady. Alright, so when are we going to leave? Naruto. Don't know but for now I'm going to stay here for a little bit more. Lady nodded before leaving. Naruto left as well going to find a place to eat. Scene change. Now Naruto peaceful ate his sushi while reading his favorite book. Fortuna was very normal, nothing out the ordinary, but thanks to the Sparda being a shinobi, he knew something was up and seeing the artificial heel gates knew this place meant trouble. Naruto was going to make sure to find out whatever they are doing in other time but now since he had to deal with crazy guy for the power of his father, closing his book as he noticed the same red dress woman looking him. Naruto small blush. Hello miss. Red dress woman smiled with big blush as she sit next to the Sparda. They started to talk for good time until it was night. They got up and continued to talk while walking. Time skip 3 weeks. Naruto let out a yawn while he made it the same clearing when he meet Lady. She was already there waiting for him with her weapons. Lady. So where are we going? Naruto. To To the land of mist. There is where the Temen ni grew is located, more specific near the hidden mist. Lady. Fuck. That place is in a damn civil war. Shit, what are we going to do? Naruto. Side guess we are going to stop a war. Lady looked at Naruto like he was crazy but knew the Sparda was serious. Soon the two started to walk. Naruto and Lady jumped from tree to tree as they made it to the land of mist. Lady. Where are we going? Naruto. To the base of Meitarumi. Lady. How do you know where she is? Naruto. The location of the Temen ni Gur isn't the only thing my father give me. Lady nodded and they continued to jump, and after 2 minutes, they made to clearing and there was no one there. Naruto walked over to the middle of clearing, then grabbed the ground and pulled up. A hidden passageway was now shown and they walked down. Meanwhile, Mei and her groups talking about a strategy to take down Yagura before he could use the power of the three tails. Ao suddenly felt a chill ran down his spine and quickly looked to the entrance as he activated his hidden Byakugan, then started shaking like crazy, which got the attention of everyone else. Mei. Ao, what's wrong? Everyone got on guard because fear was clearly shown on the ex-Anbu's face. The door was opened to show Naruto and Lady. Mei. Who are you two and how did you find this place? Naruto reached to his pocket. Everyone was ready to attack the Sparda until Naruto pulled out a scroll. Naruto. My name is Naruto Sparda and I'm here to help in this war. Mei looked Ao and the ex-Anbu look at the scroll before nodded to Mei. She grabbed the scroll and opened to see message from the 4th Hokage Minato Sparda. She read it and looked Naruto with surprised face. Mei. You able to take down Yagura by yourself? Naruto. Don't underestimate a son of Sparda. Everyone looked like he was crazy. Naruto turned to the door to leave but Mei stopped him. Mei. Wait, you can without a plan. You don't even know what Yagura can do. Naruto looked her with serious experience, which made Mei blush for some reason. The Sparda did hand signs for the summoning jutsu. Puff of smoke appeared then cleared to show Nevin and she looked at Naruto and smiled. Nevin. It's nice to meet you, young Sparda. She walked over to him and wrapped her arms around his neck as she started to glow purple. Nevin. Sparda was handsome demon and you were even more. She kissed Naruto's cheek as the purple glow grew bigger, then she was turned into a guitar. Lady and Mei looked Naruto with raised eyebrow but the Sparda just shrugged his shoulders and ready the guitar. Scene change. People ran and screamed for their lives as mist ninjas killed. Leading them in fort was Yagura. He was looking at small child old as 5 years old. The child cried as the died bodies fall in fort of him. Parents of the child tried to give their son time to run by using their explosion release but ended up failing. Yagura was about to kill the child but he felt his shinobi instinct yelling at Jinchuriki to dodge, yet he wasn't able to react. Yagura was sent back flying from attack of purple electrics. The cage slowly got up as he felt pain. He looked up to see all of his ninjas rather unconscious or turned into ashes. In fort of the three tails Jinchuriki was Naruto, who had serious experience. Yagura. Who the hell are you? Naruto said nothing but spin his guitar as the devil arm turned into scythe-like guitar. Yagura got up and quickly summoned Coral to block the slash of the scythe, but it don't work as electric blast sent the Jinchuriki flying. Naruto appeared behind Yagura and slashed the cage's back as electric shock his whole body. A huge crater was created by the body of Yagura as the man yelled from pain. Yagura tried to get up but his eyes shot open as he barely dodged the stomp of Naruto. The cage started to get covered in red chakra, ready to turn into tailed beast form, but Yagura coughed up blood when Yamato was stabbed where his seal was located. Naruto took Yamato out and kicked Yagura away. From the body of the cage come out an orb and straight to the arms of the Sparda. Nevin disappeared and the guitar devil arm was replaced by dual shields that look like the turtle shell of the three tails. Thank you young Sparda from freeing you us. Naruto. Freeing us? What do you mean Isobu. My name is Isobu the Three Tails and I was talking about the Genjutsumi and Yagura. He isn't a Mo monster. We weren't in control because Genjutsu of Maskman. Isobu started to explain what he remembered before being trapped in Genjutsu. Kurama let out a growl of fury as the same Maskman who called himself Madara Uchiha controlled his sibling like what happened to him. Naruto was pissed off even more now, but he claimed down as the resistance group with Lady showed up to see Yagura unconscious and Naruto with two turtle shields. Mei shock. He actually did it. They started to celebrate, but Mei and Lady noticed Naruto was shaking. The Sparda disappeared the shields and walked over to Yagura. Jinchuriki opened his eyes slowly while holding his head in pain. Everyone noticed the awkward Yagura and walk over ready to kill the monster, but the Sparda hold his hand up. Naruto. What's the last thing you remember? Yagura confused. What? What's going on? Mei anger. You know what you did, you damn monster. Yagura. Huh? What do you Maya? Look around. What the hell happened? The horrified face of Yagura only made everyone even more angry, but Naruto looked him with saddened eyes and great pain. Naruto. You and Isobu were put under control of Genjutsu. Everyone turned to Naruto in confused, but Yagura grabbed his head as he remembered what happened. Yagura. That damn masked man. Naruto then explained to everyone what Isobu told him about the masked man. The resistance looked Yagura, who was crying while seeing the destruction he caused, under control and cursing at himself for falling too easily under a genjutsu and harming his village. The anger look towards the cage was replaced by sadness because he was forced to cause so much death and destruction. Yagura got up and started to walk in a random direction. Mei. Where are you going? Yagura. Exile. I know this isn't my fault, but damn it, this was still my actions. Mei Terumi, you are now the new Mizukage. Mei was going to stop him, but Naruto pull hand on her shoulder and shake his head no yet before Yagura left. Red orb of chakra shot into him. The X-Cage turned back to Naruto with confused. Naruto. Isobu want to give you part of his chakra to keep part of him with you. The Jinchuriki nodded before leaving as single tear fall. Scene change. It seems the final parts of my plan are finally here. Good. My life's goal is almost filled. Scene change. Everyone was walking to the hidden mist but stopped as huge earthquake started. They were confused except for Naruto and Lady. The ground in fork of the walls of Mist Village shattered as something burst up. Naruto and Lady narrowed their eyes as they finally saw the demonic tower. Mei. What's that? Naruto, Lady. The Temen ni Gur. Without saying other world, Naruto and Lady marched straight towards it. Naruto and Lady entered the Temen ni Gru on their guard as the air around them was cold. The Sparda has felt this cold and it was from King Cerberus, yet this was much weaker. They made to the center of the room and saw chains holding Cerberus covered in ice. The three heads of the demonic dog sniff and look over to Lady and Naruto. Cerberus. Your scent is similar to Sparda, you must be his son. Naruto. Yes, I am. Now what will it take to let us through? Cerberus. If you let me, young Sparda, I will wish to rest your strength, then you may pass with your companion. Naruto nodded. Cerberus broke in the cages keeping him locked. The demonic dog was going to launch ice attack, but Naruto quickly took out Yamato and did 2 cuts in the air, then returned his katana. The sound of metal click and 2 heads of Cerberus fall off and cut up into pieces. Multiple cut, big or small, appeared in the body of Cerberus. The demon dog fall. Cerberus. I should have known, haha, take my soul, young Sparda. The body of demon dog turned into pure blue light and went to Naruto. Once the light disappeared, now it manifests as 3 rods connected to a ring by chains. The half-demon also felt something different in his chakra. Naruto brought his leg up, then stomped the ground. A layer of ice covered the ground, then ice pillar come up and destroy the roof. The pillar shattered to show a hole to next area. Both jump into the next room and they now in the main chamber. They took few steps before Naruto pulling Lady to him and creating ice shield. A giant axe hit the shield. Lady. Holy shit, thanks for the save. Naruto. No problem, we need to be careful. Lady nodded and the two continued. The time passed with them dodging traps and solving puzzles. Now they saw 2 giant gates being guarded by 2 demons, which reminded Naruto of Fire and Wind demon brothers. Agni, Rudra. Greetings, visitors. Naruto, hearing this, other Agni and Rudra boisterously greeting reminded him of Guy and Lee. Lady. Hey big guys, are you going to let us through? Agni. I don't know, what about you, brother? Rudra. I say we should let them go, but young Sparda, let us test your strength. Naruto smirked and summoned Beowulf. Lady let out a sigh. Agni and Rudra took a fighting stance. Naruto. Don't worry, Lady, I'm going to finish this fast. The demon brothers let out combined attack. A wave of flame come towards the Sparda, but the half-demon clap which created a powerful shock wave. The attack disappeared and Naruto rushed towards Rudra and sent a powerful kick. The wind demon was sent flying back. It don't stop there. Naruto roundhouse kicked the demon's leg and caused it to shatter. Naruto. Ice style, ice dragon jutsu. Out of the air was created a dark blue ice dragon. The ice attack rushed towards the demon and crashed into him. Agni was going to help his brother but would come out of the floor capturing him. Naruto smirked as blue doppelganger appeared. In each Naruto made a Rasengan. Naruto, doppelganger, Rasengan. The attacks hit their opponent which caused them to shattered. Lady stepped to the side as two swords stabbed into the ground where she was standing. Agni. Amazing. Rudra. Indeed brother, please Sparda take us with you and let us fight on side with. Naruto nodded and grabbed the two weapons once again. His chakra felt different. Wasting no more time, Lady and Naruto entered the gates. Time skip. Lady walked around looking for Naruto as they were separated. She entered a room and rage filled her body as the person she hated with all her heart was right in front of her. Arkham. I'm impressed, you made this way Mary. Lady said nothing but pulled out her guns and started shoot. Arkham dodged the bullets and was now behind Lady. Arkham. You dare to me your own kin, your dear papa. Lady just narrowed her eyes and sent chakra into her guns. Arkham was covered in gray energy and changed his form. Chakra-filled bullets went straight for Arkham but he just disappeared as soon the bullets hit him. Lady was shocked as laughter was heard behind her. Lady turned to see her so-called father now different. He was now wearing a purple dress. He now has a hat which has two extensions, one red and one blue. The tips are orange skulls. His skin is white, his nails were long and red, and his nose was longer. Jester. H nice try Mary H but you have to better than that you can do better. Lady glowed and was going to shoot again but her pistols was now gone. The clown just laughed as he dropped Lady's guns. Jester. Come on Mary you can do better than that. Ha 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 you have do so much better if you want to shoot me in the ass. Jester smacked his butt tauntingly before disappearing like he was never there. Lady stomped the ground with anger which caused the floor was shatter little bit. Scene change. Naruto walked towards the top but he stopped and grabbed his chest. Naruto confused. What this feeling? Naruto shake his head and continue but the feeling only got stronger. Now the half-demon appeared to the top as it started to rain. He saw someone in the middle standing there. Naruto was in disbelief and in pure shock. The person was wearing a deep red coat almost crimson color, black, loafer-looking boots, and black gloves exposing his knuckles and index finger on each hand. His red pants are wrapped with a black belt featuring a silver emblem decorated with a demonic skull. The person's hair was white color much like his. The color of eyes were purple which holds sadness and happiness to the Sparda. Naruto shock. And no way? Dante. Dante just showed dad smile. Hey big bro. Emotions ran wild in Naruto. He couldn't believe it. His dead little brother was fight in front of him grow up. Anger filled the Sparda as he believed this was some type of genjutsu so burst of chakra was sent out of his body yet Dante was still there with sad smile. Naruto. And know this can't be. You can't be Dante. I know tears start to fall but are masked by the rain asterisk this has to be some sick joke. Dante. It's not bro I'm really here alive. Naruto. No you can't be Dante. I saw how he was stabbed in the heart. I fucking buried him. Dante couldn't stand to see his brother, best friend. Naruto narrowed his eyes as they glowed crimson red. Naruto. If you were really Dante tell me something only he would know. Dante. The day we meet, the workers at the orphanages let us go to the park. Two idiots started to hit me without a reasons then you come and beat the crap out of the idiots until your knuckles were bleeding and you yelled at them. What kind of assholes hurt 3-year-old kid? That was the day I got to meet my big brother. Hell I was kicked out of the orphanage because the idiots tried me see you as monster but I just yelled them to not call about my big brother a monster. You took care of me and did everything to make me happy. Plus when I turned 5 you give me a necklace and we put picture of you and me. Naruto's crimson eyes slowly turned back to their blue color. It really was him. He knew how they meet and knew about the necklace. No one else know about the necklace so it was Dante. Happiness filled the half-demon and hugged his little brother. The two non-blood brothers hugged each other like the other one was going to disappear. 10 minutes pass until they broke the hug. Naruto. Dante, how are alive? That day, I saw be stabbed in the heart, I buried you. Dante. I still don't really know myself, but you aren't the only one who's son of a devil. Naruto shocked and was wondering what could happen but smiled seeing they were more like brothers with now half devil. Naruto. Wait, but what are you doing here? Dante. What else to get the power of Sparda, our father? It took me a long time to find the place, but I was able to it, and I also meet this weird dude named Arkham here. Naruto was little surprised to hear Dante called his dad father, but don't really care as the older Sparda would love to other son. An idea come to the young Sparda and showed fierce smile which other white hair copied. Naruto. Well little brother, let's caught up. Dante. Yeah, we really should, bro. Come girls, time to go to work. In fast move, Dante took out two guns, one white while the other one was black, and shot. Naruto only smirked as he took out Yamato. He spun his weapon and caught all the bullets. The Sparda line up the bullets before sending them back. The other white hair switched to his weapon and slashed the bullets. Naruto and Dante smiled before rushing at each other. The two blades started to clash. Sparks formed because of the speeds of metal hitting metal. In a mistake of Dante, Naruto used to kick the half-demon. Purple Eye Boy flow back before stopping. Big smile was seen on the two half-devils and rush once more. In blink of an eye the fight was over as they each impaled others. The two lock eyes before started to laugh. Dante. Haha, alright bro, I always know you crazy strong. Naruto. Haha, you aren't so bad to brother. So Dante want to help to stop Arkham. Dante. Hell yeah bro, there is no way I'm letting his greasy ugly avocado wrinkly on our father's power. The two brothers smiled at each other before leaving. Time skip. In few minutes, the two half-devil meet up with Lady who look really piss off. Naruto. Lady, what happened? Lady. I meet that asshole and miss the chance to kill him. Sigh, anyways, who is he? Naruto. Lady, this Dante, my little brother, and Dante, this Lady. Dante waved to Lady and she nodded. The three started to for a few seconds, but out of nowhere a Leviathan come out and swallowed them. Scene change. In office of Hokage, Minato just finished signing some paperwork. He let out a sigh of relief, having now some free time. His thoughts wander off to his son. The older Sparda wonder how Naruto was doing. During his time away, Minato's train of thoughts stopped as he started violently coughing. He covered his mouth with his hand and after few seconds the coughing stopped. Minato looked at his hand and saw black blood. The Dark Knight closed his eyes and let out a sigh. Minato. Naruto. The eyes of the three demon hunters opened to see they were in the stomach of creature. Lady. Where are we? Naruto. In the stomach of Leviathan. Dante. So how do we get out of here? Naruto just shrugged, but a voice was heard and it was from the creature that eat them. Leviathan. In order to escape from here, you must destroy my heart. Dante. How convenience. The trio started to make their way down. From time to time demons attacked them, but Lady or Dante killed them easily. Few minutes pass until they found the Leviathan's heart. Dante took one of his guns and shot it, causing the demonic whale a roar of pain before falling on the ground. Naruto used his ice style to froze part of Leviathan, then punch it. A hole was now there and let the trio to leave. On their way out the demonic whale disappeared. Dante. Does anyone feel like was Lame? Naruto. Lady. Yup. They began to walk again. Scene change. Kakashi opened the door just to see his sensei coughing blood as the Dark Knight fall on his knees. Kakashi worried. Sensei. The copy ninja ran to Minato and sit him on the chair. Kakashi's eyes shot open as there lots of black blood. He wondered what was happening and was going to get Suande, but a hand stopped him. Minato weak. Don't. Kakashi. What? Sensei, you spitting blood? Minato showed a weak smile and covered his mouth as more black blood come out. Pure sadness was seen in the cage's eyes. Minato. Kakashi, listen to me. I'm dying of a sickness. Kakashi. What? He just heard wrong. There was no way Minato was dying. The man seemed so normal yesterday, but now this. Now he was going to get Tsunade. Maybe she could find a way to cure the ski. Minato. I can't be coughing be cured. This sickness started to show up little after coughing after 5 months of Eva's pregnancy. I still don't why I got this, maybe because I lose lots of demonic power or the mix of chakra and demonic energy caused to me. Yet maybe both reasons. Kakashi opened his eyes and started to get worried if this would happen to Naruto, yet what his sensei said next let sigh of relief. Minato. Don't worry about Naruto, unlike me. He was born with chakra and don't have to force open a chakra system. Kakashi. Why you force your chakra points to open? Minato nodded. Why yes, demons aren't born with chakra system, so we spits blood. When I want live with my love, I open chakra points in my body. It seems the two energies don't mix together. Kakashi. That explains that night. Minato. Why yes, when Kurama was forced to attack, my sickness started to act a lot more. I feel so weak that night. I couldn't even use my chakra nor the little demonic power I had correctly. That's the whole reasons why everything went wrong. The reason why I was forced to use Reaper Death Seal An. The reasons why Eva had to use her life as shield to protect our son and those damn Uzumakis. Kakashi. Sensei, how long do you think you have left? Minato. A week left. Maybe 2, after Orochimaru brought me back to life. I thought I was fine, but it was just accelerator. Kakashi broke down crying as he hugged his sensei. Minato let out a sigh of sadness and returned it. His thoughts went to Naruto and curse himself to have to left the young Sparda again. Minato thoughts. Forgive me, Naruto. Sense change. Naruto stopped and felt something was wrong. He couldn't know how, but he felt something was wrong with his father. Dante. Bro, you okay? Naruto shake his head before continuing to walk as the feeling grow. Few minutes pass until they were fort of door with carving of nude female. Lady powered up her kick with chakra and broke the door down. They entered a room which looked like a stadium as bats flow into the center to start forming a feminine figure. Naruto already knew who this woman could be, and soon the figure was much clearer, and it was Nevin. He was going to say something yet. Dante. Well, hello there, why? Dante pushed Naruto the side as the son of Alistair clearly stared at the boobs of Succubus, which were barely covered by her hair. Naruto's world shattered right there as the image of the innocent Dante was broken like glass. He turned red from embarrassment and Lady had tick mark as she slowly reached for her gun. Nevin smirk. Aw, aren't you cute little demon? The succubus leaned to Dante's face and kissed him on the cheek before turning to Naruto. Nevin. But I'm not into kids. Naruto. Sigh God, this too are going to give me headache. Nevin. Nice to meet you, Lord Naruto Bose. Dante thinking of stealing a grope from Nevin but was bonked by embarrassed Naruto. He knew that damn look thanks to Jiraiya. The succubus only laughed, Sand smiled. See how pervy the second half demon was. Lady just face palmed as she was really. Nevin. Oh, I like him. Lady. Okay, can we focus back now? Nevin. Of course, but you know the rules. I won't let you 3 pass if you don't beat me. Lady. Oh, okay then. She quickly took out her guns and the succubus dodged the chakra bullets. Lady turned over to face Naruto and the Dark Slayer nodded before dragging Dante away. Nevin. Oh, those are dangerous. Lady shoot more bullets which the lightning witch countered with blots of lightning. Lady smiled before adding wind chakra to her bullets. Nevin tried to dodge but the bullets went through her arm. Lady quickly moved in fort of demon and grabbed her shoulders, then kneed succubus gut. Lightning started to cover Nevin, which caused Lady to jump away with a chakra boost. The lightning witch smiled as bats flew at Lady. The demon hunter did hand signs as from the ground come out mud which started to form into a dragon. The mud dragon clashed with the bats and knocked them away. Earth jutsu tried to hit Nevin but it was destroyed by burst of lightning. Lady throw wind chakra covered shurikens. The lightning witch don't have time to react as the weapon stabbed into arms and legs. The demon tried shoot lightning but was met with guns of Lady. The demon hunter smiled before putting her firearms away. Nevin. Hee, you are strong for a human. Lady. Thank you. The half-demons walked cover as the succubus put her hands on Naruto's face. Nevin. You know Sparda was quite handsome demon and you look very handsomer. She tried to kiss the Dark Slayer but only felt pain as Yamato hilt slammed her gut. The cold glare of Naruto made succubus shake little. Naruto. Don't try that again. Nevin. As you wish, Lord Naruto. I will become your new devil arm, but I like to materialize in my form anytime I like, please. Naruto nodded as purple glow covered lightning witch before she turned into a guitar. The group left the room of Nevin and continued their deeper into tower. dosing different types of traps and continued to solving multiple puzzles. Thanks to them work together, they were able to go deeper. They stop as demons came from the ground and rushed towards the group, but the creatures of hell were cut down by rainstorm of summoned swords. Naruto pulled up one of his sleeves as scroll appeared from a seal. Naruto. Let's eat now. Dante. Finally God, I miss your cooking. Lady. What do you got? They sit down as more demons appeared, yet the doppelganger of Sparda took care of them, letting the demon hunters eat in peace. Few minutes pass and the three was full. They continued until they made into a chamber. A familiar demon was in front of the group and it was Beowulf. Beowulf. Greeting everyone. Naruto. You are much smaller than the Beowulf I know. Dante. Wait, there is other one of this guy? Beowulf. Yes there is. When Sparda desired to take down Mundus, there were a group of king demons who stood by his side. One of them was Prime Beowulf the king and my leader. Naruto. I will tell you more about it later. Beowulf. My lord, see you as worthy, but I want to see if you are worthy of the unsable power core as well, my soul. Naruto smirk as Beowulf tried to slash him, but the Sparda jump and unsheathed Yamato them land on the top of demon's head. Beowulf. Haha, I had no chance huh. Naruto sheathed Yamato and a metal click was heard. Beowulf's head was cut in half. The Sparda jumped down as white glow covered his limbs. The Dark Slayer looked at his new devil arm and noticed. The color was light gray and the glowing vines was less bright white. He disappeared his new weapon and walked with the others. Naruto then explained to Dante how there was Demon Summon Realm, which was one of his contacts. The leaders of demonic summon was King Cerberus, Queen Nevin, Prime Beowulf, Son Agni, Cyclone Rudra, Elder Jiren and Negative Doppelganger. They had split little part of their souls and power, to make the weaker versions of them to guard the tower. Dante was jealous his big bro had such cool summon. They continued to walk and soon reach a bridge. Demons made their ways towards the group. Either of the demon hunters did nothing as two blue were lit up. Suddenly the demons were run down by enormous demonic horse. It was dark-hued horse with a mane and tail of blue flame. Its hooves, mouth and eyes also possessing a blue glow. The demonic horse pulls a large hearse made of black steel, with wheels featuring sharp spikes along the rims. Naruto. The demon steed Jiren smirked. This horse has the ability to manipulate time. The demon horse looked at Naruto while stomping its hooves as it was challenging the Sparda. Dante. Yo bro, mind if I join? Naruto. Sure Dante. Jiren looked Dante before moving its head in way of saying yes. Meanwhile Lady jump on wall to stand out of the crossfire. The demon horse roared as it ran full speed at the half-demons. The two brothers jump in the air to avoid the changing demon. Dante took his guns and shot multiple demonic bullets, but the horse seemed to disappeared. They landed on the ground. Naruto turned behind him then shot summoned swords. The sound of pain was heard by horse. Dante and Naruto did hand signs then shot two giant fireballs. From the chariot flame arrows were shoot out and clash with the two jutsu. The horse disappeared once more as red and black bubbles come out of the ground near the two half-humans. Naruto. Careful Dante, don't took. The warning was to let late as one of the bubbles tough Dante. Suddenly the brothers were around in dome which slowed them down. Jiren ran down the brothers, they were crash into the doors. Dante. Shit talk about horsepower. Naruto. Now I'm little motivated. The Dark Slayer slammed his fist into the bridge causing it to be destroyed. The three demons fall but soon landed on the ground. The place around looked like a stadium. Dante. Sweet, we are now battling like gladiators. Flame's arrows were shot but they were countered by Naruto's summoned swords. Dante did hand signs as Mud Dragon come from the ground. Dante. Earth style. Earth Dragon Bomb. From the mouth of Mud Dragon were shot out multiple mud balls as it rushed towards the demonic horse. Greyon was hit by mud balls which exploded then was hit by the Mud Dragon. The demon steed was going to send out more arrows yet it stopped. Naruto. You shall die. The body of demon steed was cut in pieces by the judgment cut end. Glowing orb come from the cut bits then separated into two. Each of the orbs went into Naruto and Dante. The son of Alistair showed big smile before yelling. Dante. Za Warudo. Everything around Dante turned a gray color as time slowed down. He was laughing like a maniac but proceeded to get smacked by Naruto. Naruto. Idiot. Scene change. 4 people walk up to Tem and Niger. They all had one thing in common. Their cloak were color black with red clouds plus their headbands which had the symbol of their respective villages slashed through it. So this the Nine-Tails brat is huh? Yes, the contact of Toby said he will be here Kisame. I'm surprised that fool can do something right. But whatever I can't to use my art with this tower. No Didera. You can't create big explosions or else building will crush the Jinchuriki. Didera showed annoyed look at Sasori. Meanwhile the other member with red eyes with Tomo 3 in each eye just had one thought. Itachi thought. Why did Pain send the 4 of us? This seems overkill but I shouldn't underestimate Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. The Akatsuki sneak into the demonic tower as their shinobi instinct yelled at them to be careful. The group had no idea what was in the tower but they need careful to caught the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Few minutes pass until Itachi noticed something coming at them at high speed. The clan killer quickly covered the others with Susanoo. The projectile hit the chakra avatar and explode. The Akatsuki were sent back falling as the Susanoo shattered like glass. Sasori. What the hell hit us? The puppet he was hidden in was completely shattered. The group looked at direction to see a multiple tall, dark-skinned humanoid creatures with abnormally long arms. They're naked except for some black bandages and a black, leather-like mask that shows one eye and the mouth both sewn. They carry a giant some type of organic sack over their shoulders. Didera. What the fuck is that? Wait THISE motherfuckers trying to copy my beautiful art. Kisame was going to say something but quickly protect himself from 4 sides, gray humanoid creatures that bear a certain resemblance to the Shinigami. They wear dark cloaks and black bandages on their limbs. The creatures carry enormous scythes and their bodies are apparently impaled by several large blades. Kisame moved his weapon up causing the scythes to fly off the weird creature's hands. The humanoid shark smiled and it then with full force used his blade hit them. Once Kisame's weapon hit the creatures, Samahata seemed to move in happiness as it drained some type of energy out of them. Itachi took out his kunai to block attack of one of the scythe creatures but it was easily cut like butter. The clan killer barely dodged scythes and shot fireballs at them. Meanwhile Didera used his art to counter bomb sack yet it wasn't really any use since the explosions from the bomb creatures caused bigger blast that caused damage to explosive art user. Sasori tried to use his puppets but the explosions destroyed them. He already lose more than 235 puppets. Minutes pass of them fighting. Each of them had very hard time. The only one that seemed to have better time was Kisame as Samahata to become more powerful. 20 minutes pass until they somehow managed to kill them all. All of them were breathing heavily as someone landed in front of them. Jester. That was very pathetic. My grandma could fight demons better than that. Kisame tried to strike down the weird clown in front of them but suddenly his arm snapped in two then was sent flying. Jester laughed like crazy as he used hammer that looked like toy to himself. Jester. You aren't supposed to be here, all of you are too weak. Sasori tried to use his puppets but the clown just started dancing like well clown and dodge everything. Jester kicked one of the puppets and shattered it. He took out water guns and blast them all. The puppets shattered like glass. Jester just started to dance like ballerina. Didera piss. Grr. Great other Toby but he is useful. Itachi thoughts. What the hell is he? Jester disappeared like he was never there. The Akatsuki group took out chakra and soldier pills. They need to be more careful in the tower. Scene change. The demon hunters keep on killing demons until Lady split part from them to look for Father. The 2 half-devils walk for a little bit more before Naruto noticed something wrong with one part of a wall. He pointed a finger to it then shot out summoned sword that explode on impact. Once the dust cleared, a door made of demonic materials and from what Naruto could see it had multiple chakra and demonic seals but one image was clear. It was image of man with armor holding the throat of a demon. In the other hand was shotgun as demons were rather running away or rushing at the man. Dante. That's nice looking shotgun. Naruto looked at the seals and could see whoever put the seals with greater care to keep whatever inside forever. After a moment Naruto slammed his fist into the door causing it to creak. He looked at Dante and young brother nodded. The 2 brothers hit the door and the seals with door shattered. Once inside, the brothers could see the technology was much more advanced, and it seemed to send energy to cover a sarcophagus with ever-powerful chakra shields. Dante. What's this so important? Naruto walked over to see sarcophagus and saw words on the sides. In red glowing carvings seemed to tell the story of mysterious person, and other carvings expect in purple. Naruto. To all demons, make sure to never open this sarcophagus, for no man, demon or god can defeat the Doomslayer. Narrow his eyes, Mundus. Dante. Holy shit, talk about getting badass name. Naruto. I can sense so much rage. Whoever this Doomslayer is, demons fear him as much they hate father. Let's see what this says. The Doomslayer, a man who ended up stuck in hell itself and filled by eternal rage, laid waste to any demon in his path with nothing but bare hands. While being stuck in underworld, the Slayer was driven into madness and his own rage. Later on, a group known as the Night Sentinels discovered the rage-filled man. They test him by gladiatorial combat. The man earned the highest rank in their group. The man-fueled rage was giving many names: Hellwalker, Beast, Unchained Predator, but one name stuck out the most: the Doomslayer. He was giving the almighty power of Dark Lord Devoth by the Seraphim. Then one day, the Doomslayer challenged the Dark Lord himself. They were locked in combat, and it seemed the battle has no end, but the Hellwalker's rage had no limit. The Doomslayer killed Devoth along with all his creatures, yet there was a price. The Unchained Predator was weakened him and put into a long slumber, the sarcophagus his resting place and prison, until he reawakened once more. Dante. Okay, 2 things. That backstory sounds awesome as hell. And 2, what the fuck? Naruto only had aesthetic experience, but he unsheathed Yamato and cut the air, then sheathed it. The sarcophagus was cut open, and from it come out a hand. In one of many of the hidden bases of Orochimaru, Danzo with his bodyguard Neji waiting the snake Sanin, but something was clear even those the Warhawk don't show it. Fear was burned into his very soul. It started the moment he stepped foot into the base. Something felt so off. Danzo could feel the hate and malice in the air. From the shadows come out Kabuto, who don't like himself, more like failed tri-clone of Orochimaru. Following him was the 2 Uchiha alive Sasuke, who was in his last stage of his cruise mark, except his Sharingan was Mangekyo and hand-like wings were more demonic looking. Kabuto. Sorry for the wait, Mr. Danzo. The master and Orochimaru will be here soon. That was weird thing to hear, Kabuto calling someone else master that isn't Orochimaru. Danzo only nodded, and after 3 minutes, Orochimaru finally appeared, but unlike the other 2, the snake wasn't different, he just looked normal. Danzo. I like to ask, why did you want meat? Orochimaru. Very simple, we both have a common enemy, Naruto, Sparda. Danzo. Would you want to work together? Orochimaru. Not really with you, but with the Jinchuriki of the other half of the Kyuubi. Danzo narrowed his eye. What makes you think I will just give my weapon to you? Neji was ready for battle, but fall to ground with hole where his heart was located. Before Danzo knew it, his limbs were devoured by snakes. Orochimaru. Oh, I'm not asking, I'm taking her. My master has planned for Fox's chakra and the other beasts. They aren't a threat to my master, but when they are one once more, the 10 tails will give my master more power, even if it does very little. Danzo. Who the hell is this master, and what is the T10 tails? Suddenly the room was filled with evil pressure so great that Danzo was started to bleed from his ears and eye. Dark clouds formed out of nowhere and 3 glowing red eyes appeared. The 10 tails is creature that split by the fool of Sage of 6 Paths to make the weak beasts you humans fear so much. Danzo scared. What the hell? The feet of Orochimaru slammed into Danzo's stomach, making the old man spit up blood. Orochimaru. Show more respect towards Lord Mundus. The king of hell let out small chuckle that whole base to start shaking as if earthquake was happening. Mundus. The only good thing about your race is the chakra. That power has its uses, and since the poison is finally taking effect in that damn traitor, no one will stand in my way of putting everything under my control. Danzo was completely in fear, as whatever this demon was, it was nothing but evil, and just by the little power it let out, the whole shinobi will be destroyed by its presence alone. Mundus. Orochimaru, kill this fool and get me that girl. She has some use before I take the fox. Orochimaru bow before his body completely burst. His turn one of a snake and grew multiple heads of snakes. Giant white demon wing grew from his back. The demonic snake Sanin's heads all smile before ripping Danzo apart slowly and painfully. Kabuto. Master, I sense the Doomslayer has woken up, what should we do? Mundus. The Slayer has grown very weak, many of my demons will fail, but now that he doesn't have the power of Devoth, not even his eternal rage will save him from death. Orochimaru. Spite Danzo's arm out, my master, what are our orders? Mundus. Go to the island of Vida Marley, get some of the fool Argisax's power. Orochimaru. Understood, master. With those commands the servers of Hell King disappeared. Mundus. So traitor, I will make you pay for everything, starting with the weekly of the hybrid. The laughter of King was heard throughout the whole base as it was started to be destroyed. Scene. Once the fist of Doom Slayer was caught the floor under Naruto Crake. The Sparda was no surprise at all, since this was the man who caused the old hell and its king to be destroyed. Naruto. Claim down, Slayer, we are not enemies. The Hellwalker look at the young Sparda and claim down, but still on guard. He could feel the demonic aura coming off the two white hair boys. Dante. So this guy that killed the old hell. The Slayer look at the other white hair with confusion. Old hell? What was he talking about? Naruto. A long time has passed, Slayer, hell is back and much different from you, remember. I don't know if the demons of today are stronger or weaker than the ones you have killed, but know this. The time you once knew is now gone. Doomguy narrowed his eyes as his rage grew even more. He look around before getting up. The Slayer look at table with his weapons but nearly all of them were destroyed by time except 3 and his armor. Suddenly the wall behind the 3 demon slayers was destroyed. Whole group of demons and demon-like giant lobster with flaming eyes and pincers. Naruto. They never learn. Dante. Yeah, but kicking their asses are hall of fun. The brothers were ready to attack, but then the sound of gun was heard. Half of the demons were completely killed. The brothers looked back to see the Hellwalker now with his armor holding shotgun. Dante. I am both amazed and scared. The Slayer walked next to demon hunters and look at them before rushing towards the demons. Doom Slayer. Rip and tear. He grabbed a demon's chest and ripping it open. The Slayer aimed his super shotgun 4 more demons and shooting them. Dante. Haha, come bro, we can't leave this Doom guy all the fun. Naruto sighed as Dante ran to Slayer demons, but his eyes turned cold as Prime Beowulf Devil Arm appeared. The Doom Slayer rushed towards a demon and slammed his fist into its skull. The demon's skull shattered, but the Hellwalker don't stop there. He ripped the demon's arm off before starting to beat the demon with its own arm. Other demon tried to burn the destroyer of hell, yet the Slayer shoved his arms into its chest then ripped wide open. A group of demons went for the attack, but using his super shotgun, they died in the matter of seconds. With the half-demons, Dante jump in the air and throw multiple explosive kunais, killing 10 demons. He landed down before taking out Alistair, then starting to cut demons in half. Naruto swiftly cut the demons' heads off, then shot a giant fireball, turning the rest in his way to ashes. The Doom Slayer rushed towards giant lobster demon. He grabbed the pincers as they tried to crush his head, yet the Hellwalker ripped them off. In the flaming eyes of the demon was pure fear as the Doomslayer ripped open its chest then shoved his super shotgun into its mouth. The demo lobster's head exploded. With the half-devils they did a combined jutsu of fire and wind, causing a tornado of flames, killing the last demons left. The Hellwalker walked towards the half-humans and nodded at them before walking out. Scene change. Arkham felt his heart beating at 100% as the one who killed the first creator of hell was free thanks to the son of the Dark Knight Sparda. He knows he is screwed because he doesn't have the power to even landed a scratch on the Hellwalker. Arkham was weak, very weak, that's why he need the power of Sparda. If he can't, well, the son of Sparda would kill him in the matter of seconds. Sniff, ah, the smell of fear is so wonderful, isn't Sasuke? Arkham's blood was cold as turned to see Kabuto and Sasuke. The wannabe demon was scared shitless as he don't even sense them, and that was very worrisome because the huge plus of demonic energy and chakra coming off them. Kabuto. Hee, don't worry Mr. Arkham, we aren't here to hurt you much. Arkham. Who are you? Are after the power of Sparda as well. Kabuto. My name is Kabuto, a loyal follower of Lord Mundus, and I'm not after the power of that traitor, yet don't know about Sasuke here. Sasuke said nothing, but the greed and lust for power could be clearly seen. Kabuto. Well, Mr. Arkham, we are here to help you with the Doomslayer and the half-breeds. That why Lord Mundus in his full kindness gives you this demons. He snapped his fingers and a huge stone snake appeared out of nowhere, then it opened its mouth to let out 1,000 of demons and one demon stand out. It was more bulky and it was a tan color, with long curving black horns and two small, beady golden eyes set very far apart from each other. The demon has a flat face with flush nostrils and sharp teeth with two large upward-facing tusks as the lower canines, plus it lacks a split jaw. Kabuto. This is the tyrant, a slow but very powerful demon. You don't want to know how much of pain it was for me to revive it. Arkham. Why are you help me? Kabuto just laugh. Oh, that's simple. His white skin turned black and his eyes glowed flaming orange color. We want to kill the half-breed Naruto Sparda. Arkham fall on his knees and started to cough blood. The demonic power that Kabuto was letting out was too great for Arkham. The ex-ninja spy turned back to normal. Kabuto. Apologies, I let my anger out, just the Spardas bother me very much. Anyways, here is our other gift. The second snake demon shot out a flaming red orb into Arkham's chest. The eyes of the wannabe demon god turned flaming orange as hints demonic flames surrounded him, then screamed out of pure pain as his insides feel like they were turning into ashes, then reforming only to burn again. Arkham. What did you do to me? Kabuto. I just sent a power up within you, just enough so the power of Sparda doesn't fully turn you into a messing blob. Now I will leave you with Sasuke here. Please kill that damn Sparda. With that, Kabuto disappeared in body flicker of snakes. Sasuke. Tell me who else are here beside the loser. Arkham. A boy named Dante, the Doomslayer, 4 of the Akatsuki group. Sasuke stopped for a moment hearing the name of boy who he used in his genjutsu that nearly killed. His Sharingan seemed to glow a dark red glow color. Sasuke. I will make you suffer, loser, mark my word. The power of an Uchiha is unmatched because I'm the strongest within all of the clans.